അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല, കുഴപ്പമില്ല. കണ്ടു, ഞാൻ റാണി എസ് എന്ന് കണ്ടു. ആ
Where was you?
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sujit.
Morning, morning.
Morning, madam.
Morning.
Sir, we'll start sharply by 9:59.
Okay. Our MC Vishaka is there.
Yes, sir.
Ah.
Can you see me?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
pretty much.
Thank you, sir.
So I think Salahuddin sir is joining, sir, in a minute, I think.
Okay.
Having Sunday and nice webinar is always nice, sir. Early morning webinar. I don't know who got this plan to have webinar at 10 o'clock.
The issue is on working days, now the students will be engaged with their classes. So we won't get participants. That is why, especially in Kerala. Otherwise, we have to plan in such a way because every other day we have got some or the other exam. Our honorable dean is there; she can tell better about that. So always we are engaged. Our students are engaged. So only Sundays are there. So at least we'll take some time.
Yeah, Kerala education system is like Gurukul, that they have more exams, more assessments, more assignments, more hands-on for learning. So that's why I
Yes.
think Kerala is number one in terms of education systems, I think.
Thank you so much. For ladies, it is much more difficult to have a Zoom webinar on Sundays.
Sundays. Only
Yeah,
one day.
because Sunday is only we are having some time to spend at home, and
Yeah.
our housemaid will not come on Sunday.
And
So it
Sunday
is-
we should have nice lunch also. So everyone will start asking that what is biryani? How taste
Yeah.
biryani?
It's okay. All is a part of our game, and we should be
Yeah.
ready for anything at any time. We are a
Yeah.
true professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
So
are ready any minute, any time. At
yeah.
10 at 12 o'clock in the midnight or 12 noon, anytime we are ready.
Yeah. So I think that's a dedication we are giving it to profession and we are giving it back to the society. That's the
Yeah, we have to
ethics
find
and
our
values and things which we are giving it to the next generation of society.
yeah.
So, Hanifa sir, I think if everyone has joined, I think Salahuddin sir also is joining. Salahuddin sir is also in
Yeah,
one.
I think, yeah, he
Yeah.
has joined, I think, yes.
Yeah. So I think we will be able to start. I think we have everyone here now.
Yes, okay, I think Vishaka, I think she can start now.
Okay, sir. I will start.
Very good morning.
Respected chief guest, dignitaries, and delegates from various states, good morning all. Myself, Vishaga Rajan, Assistant Professor, Maulana College of Pharmacy. Today, Maulana College of Pharmacy, in association with APTI Kerala State Branch and Clinosol Research Private Limited, is going to conduct a webinar on technological advancement in clinical research and care opportunities. In this auspicious occasion, I would like to invite Mr. Praveen Raj R for the welcome note address. Mr. Praveen Raj R is currently working as professor in Department of Pharmaceutics, St. Joseph College of Pharmacy, Chertala, from 2008 onwards. He completed his B.Pharm from Calicut Medical College in 2004 and M.Pharm from KM College of Pharmacy, Madurai, Tamil Nadu in 2008. Currently, he is pursuing his PhD from JJT University, Rajasthan. He is a current Senate member, Kerala University of Health Science, Executive Council member of Kerala State Pharmacy Council, Secretary APTI Kerala State Branch and Secretary KPTF. He has more than 20 publications in national and international journals, and he shows professional excellence in various areas. Once again, I would like to invite Mr. Praveen Raj to deliver the welcome note address. Welcome you, sir.
Sir, you are on mute. I'm really sorry, you are on mute.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you, Vishaka, madam. Thank you for kind words and very warm good morning to each and every one of you. Dear esteemed guests, distinguished participants and speakers, it's a great pleasure and honor that I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to this significant event organized by Maulana College of Pharmacy in association with APTI and Clinosol Research. Today, we gather here for a national webinar titled Technological Advancements in Clinical Research and Career Opportunities, promising an enlightening and enriching experience. As we navigate the rapidly evolving landscape of pharmaceutical sciences, it is imperative to stay abreast of the latest technological advancements and explore the myriad career avenues they offer. I am particularly delighted to welcome our esteemed guests and speakers. We are privileged to have Professor Dr. Mohd Hanifa KP, Principal, Maulana College of Pharmacy, as well as the President of APTA Kerala State Branch. I welcome you, sir, to this session. As our chief guest for this event, we are very much honored to have Professor Dr. Rajashree RS, who is the Dean of Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences of Kerala University of Health Sciences, Thrissur. Her dedication to academic excellence is especially commendable. Despite her busy schedule, she had agreed to join us, and we are grateful for her presence. I'm sure her keynote address is going to be thoughtful and constructive in nature. I welcome you, madam. We are also honored to have the presence of Professor Dr. Salahuddin, APTA National Coordinator for Skill Development and Teachers Training Center, as well as the Principal of Most Honored Alamein College of Pharmacy, Bangalore. His dynamic leadership has been instrumental in shaping academia, and we are eagerly anticipating his address. I welcome you, sir. A warm welcome is extended to our esteemed resource persons of this webinar, Ms. Uma Priya, co-founder and director of Clinosol Research Private Limited, as well as Mr. C.S. Mujabudeen, founder and CEO, Clinosol Research Private Limited, and Mr. Alma Said, senior training consultant. I welcome you all and wish an exciting session ahead. I also extend a warm welcome to Professor Dr. Nasif PP, Vice Principal of Maulana College of Pharmacy, who will be delivering the closing remarks. I am delighted to see the significant participation, more than 1,500, particularly from our student representation as well as faculties. I wholeheartedly welcome each one of you for registering and joining despite being a holiday. I am confident that this session will yield excellent learning outcomes for each and every one of you. My sincere appreciation goes to the team of Maulana College of Pharmacy for their collaboration in organizing this event with APTA Kerala and Clinosol Research. Their dedication to advancing pharmaceutical education and research is commendable, and we are privileged to partner with Maulana College of Pharmacy in this event. As we embark on this journey of exploration and discovery, I encourage all participants to actively engage and share their ideas and perspectives and make the most of this opportunity for learning and networking. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to welcome Dr. Mohammad Hanifa KP, Principal, Maulana College of Pharmacy, to deliver a brief introduction about this webinar. Dr. Mohammad Hanifa KP is currently working as Professor and Principal at Maulana College of Pharmacy. He has completed his B.Pharm from University of Mysore and M.Pharm from Annamalai University and PhD from Shastra University, Tamil Nadu. He completed his PG diploma in guidance and counseling from Annamalai University. He has more than 25 years of teaching experience. He has several research publications in both national and international peer-reviewed journals. He has guided 36 M.Pharm projects, 6 PharmD projects, and 23 B.Pharm projects. He is a member of Board of Studies, Pharmaceutical Science Undergraduate Course, Kerala University of Health Science, Thrissur, during 2012 to 2015. He was a member of Academic Council, Kerala University of Health Science, Thrissur, during 2019 and 2023. He is a recipient of Eminent Pharmacist and Distinguished Alumni Award from Farooqiya College of Pharmacy, Mysore, for the lifetime contribution made to the profession of pharmacy as an academician, researcher, and administrator. He received financial assistance from Kerala State Council for Science and Technology and Environment, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Kerala, 3 times for various projects. He also received award for long service from Shifa Institute of Medical Science, SIMS, in appreciation for his dedicated service to Al Shifa College of Pharmacy, Perinthalmanna. He is a life member of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, APTI, Indian Hospital Pharmacists Association, IHPA, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, IPA, Kerala Pharmacy Graduate Association, KPGA, Indian Pharmacy Graduate Association, IPGA. He is the Executive Editorial Board member of Asian Journal of Pharmaceutical and Health Science, the official journal of Pharmaceutical and Biological Society, PBS. He is the President of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, APTI, Kerala State Branch. He is a member of Education Division, IPA. Once again, I would like to welcome Dr. Mohammad Hanifa KP to deliver his speech. On to you, sir.
Thank you, Vishaga, for this elaborate introduction. Most respected chief guest of today's webinar, Dr. Rajeshri RS, Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Kerala University of Health Sciences. Guest of honor, my dear friend, Dr. Mohammed Salahuddin, who is a national coordinator for skill development and teachers training center. Speakers, resource persons of today's webinar, Mr. Mujibuddin, Ms. Omapriya, and Ms. Almas. Secretary of APTA Kerala State Branch, Mr. Praveen Raj, Dr. Nasif PP, Vice Principal, Maulana College of Pharmacy, various office bearers of APTA Kerala State Branch, and other dignitaries, participants, ladies and gentlemen, a warm good morning to one and all. It's with great pleasure and honor I introduce the webinar on the topic Technological Advancements in Clinical Research and Career Opportunities. At the outset, I would like to extend my sincere, heartfelt gratitude to the Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, Kerala State Branch, and Clinosol Research for collaborating with Maulana College of Pharmacy in organizing this webinar to discuss such a crucial subject. Maulana College of Pharmacy was established in 2011 and offers a variety of programs in pharmaceutical science, including B.Pharm, M.Pharm, PharmD, and D.Pharm. As you all know, APTI is one and only professional body exclusively for pharmacy teachers. It was founded by the pioneers of pharmaceutical education in India in 1966. APTI Kerala State Branch has continued to organize a variety of seminars, workshops, and conferences to help our members to improve their skills and knowledge. In recent years, we have witnessed a significant boom in technology development across a variety of sectors, including clinical research. One of the most significant advantages of technical advances in clinical research is the capacity to collect real-time data remotely using digital health platforms and mobile applications. This not only simplifies the data gathering process, but it also increases patient engagement and complaints. With the growing demand for trained professionals who are experts in both classic research methodology and emerging technology, there is a wide range of career opportunities available to the aspiring researchers and healthcare professionals. I am happy to introduce today's webinar on this topic, and we have got 4 sessions which will be handled by the 3 resource persons. And after these 4 sessions, we'll have a question answer session where you can shoot your questions, and the panel of speakers will be answering for your questions. Before I conclude, I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Rajeshri R.S., Dean of Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and our distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Mohammed Salahuddin, the national coordinator, for their invaluable contributions and active participation in today's webinar. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers, panelists, and participants for your presence and active involvement. I wish this webinar every success, and I look forward to an intellectually engaging and rewarding interchange throughout this webinar and panel discussion. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Rajeshri R.S., Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Kerala University of Health Science, Thrissur, to deliver the keynote address. Dr. Rajeshri is presently Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Kerala University of Health Sciences, Thrissur. She is working as professor at the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Government College, Alappi, in the Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry. Dr. Rajeshri has over 25 years of experience as a teacher. She earned her PhD in Pharmaceutical Sciences from Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala, and completed her M.Pharm in Pharmaceutical Chemistry in 1994 from the University of Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram. She completed B.Pharm from University of Kerala, 1991. She had many research papers in her credit, and also she was a resource person for many national level seminars and symposiums. She has FPGEC certification from National Association of Board of Pharmacy USA. She is a member of KPGA, APTI, Indian Society of Toxicology, and life member of Pharmaceutical Society of Kerala. Once again, welcome you, madam. Welcome you to deliver the keynote speech.
Thank you so much for those nice words of introduction. Mr. Muhammad Hanifa, KP, Principal, Maulana College of Pharmacy and President of APTA Kerala State Branch. Mr. Praveen Rajar, Secretary, APTI Kerala State Branch. Dr. Salaluddin, APTI National Coordinator, Skill Development and Teachers Training Center. Respected resource persons and keen delegates. It is truly an honor to me to be here online among the esteemed colleagues and passionate individuals dedicated to advancing clinical research. As a representative of Dean of Pharmaceutical Sciences, representative of Kerala University of Health Sciences, I would like to congratulate all the organizers for arranging this wonderful webinar for the benefit of our faculty as well as for our students. Today, we are now in an era of technological advancement. And in this space of world where technology seems to evolve by minute, it is crucial for us to harness its power for the greater good. Whether it is the use of artificial intelligence in drug discovery or integration of blockchain and big data analysis in clinical trials, these tools hold immense immense potential to revolutionize how we understand and treat diseases. Now, the individualized drug therapy has come into the scenario, and the artificial intelligence is going to help us to a great extent in this field. And Kerala University of Health Sciences, now we are in the verge of introducing a certificate program on artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence and machine learning in pharmaceutical sciences, and we have designed a syllabus, and very soon that certificate course, that is a 6 months course, will be started by the university, so that we will get much more detailed knowledge regarding the topic, and also we are searching for good resource persons to handle these topics. And we will soon, that notification will come, and then most of the faculty as well as graduates who are interested in this field can get an idea about this course and idea about the utilization of this artificial intelligence, and also they will get an opportunity to have a certificate after completing the course successfully. And now we have selected so many very good resource persons are here. Today we delve into 3 key areas, I suppose: artificial intelligence in drug discovery, technological updates in research, and integration of blockchain, IoT, Internet of Things, and big data analysis. Artificial intelligence actually accelerates the drug discovery, while technological updates enhance efficiency and create career opportunities. Together with this advancement, promise to revolutionize clinical research and healthcare, driving innovation and improvement of patient outcome. But let's not forget the human element amidst all this talk of technology. Behind every data point, every algorithm, there is a patient, someone who is counting on us to make a difference in their lives. As we navigate the complexities of the modern healthcare, let's always keep their needs and well-being in forefront of our minds. And Kerala University of Health Sciences is one of the best university, I should say, and we never compromise in the quality of the students. And now seventh semester, and it is saying that it is a very strict university and students are not passing, and a very low percentage of students are going through because of our tight schedule and strict examination system. But I should say 85% of students who appeared for seventh semester examination passed from our university, passed successfully completed seventh semester, and they are going to eighth semester, and almost 100%, 99% of the students are passing. And when we take the statistics of students who join our university as and from that point till the eighth semester, if we take the statistics also, more than 85% of students are passing. And it is not true that since Kerala University of Health Sciences is a very strict university, students are not passing, and we have statistics with us, and it is every, but we never compromise in quality of our students, and we make them capable. We have 60 affiliated colleges in our university. Amongst 60, 55 are from self-financing side, and only 5 government colleges are involved in this pharmacy education system in Kerala. And we are appreciating the service of this 55 self-financing colleges along with government colleges. We are trying to make a difference in pharmaceutical education in Kerala, and I am very proud, and I am very convinced that our university is the best among other universities, even though we are not ranked as first, because it is a very young university, still in infancy stage. We started our university only in the year 2010, and now it is 2014. But we have developed, and we have success. We are proceeding in a fast way to become ranked as one of the best university. And on behalf of Kerala University of Health Sciences, on behalf of Government of Kerala, I extend my sincere thanks to the organizers for inviting me, and as a representative of Kerala University of Health Sciences, and I am always with you for any programs organized. And I should say that I am an active member of APTI, not an active member, only very passive member. And I joined APTI in the year 1999, I think, and I am a very old member of APTI, life member of APTI, and I really appreciate the service rendered by this APTA for the betterment of our education system. And also we have our chief guest along with the Dr. Salaluddin, I think. He is head of the training wing of this APTI. And now in our Kerala University of Health Sciences also, we are arranging intensive training program, and we are planning to set up a pharmacy training unit in each and every colleges, so that the the faculty who join the institution should be well aware of the various teaching learning techniques, and these techniques are not included in our curriculum, since after our B.Pharm, M.Pharm degree, some of them join and some of them pursue for a PhD. And at any point of time, we are not getting adequate training in all these areas. So in very short span of time, we are going to train 3 teachers from each colleges, so that they can develop their own education unit in their teachers training unit in their institution. And APTA also can help them and also give us necessary advice regarding the implementation of this program in our university. And another innovative idea which we introduced is starting of a finishing school program for the students who pass out from the after passing out, or just before the announcement of result. We have designed a course, and actually notification has also come, but students were a little bit reluctant to join because of this COVID pandemic. They were having so many issues, and some course lag problem was there. And now we are immediately after 8th semester, we are planning to conduct that initiate that program, and it will be first of its kind in our country. So thank you very much. And I am very happy, and I am very thankful to all of you who have invited me to give my views in this area, and we have very wonderful resource person, and I will take their help also to while we conduct the certificate program. They can also participate and help us to implement the program successfully. Thank you so much, Dr. Hanifa, Dr. Praveen Raj, and all members, executive members of APTI. Thank you very much, and I wish that this program will be very successful and it will be useful for our faculty as well as our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Madam,
Thank you,
if
madam.
possible, if you have some time, you can join us for at least 15 minutes of session. If you can
Yeah,
stay for 15 minutes.
I'm planning to join for the entire session, sir. I'm very much interested in all those things. I never quit any opportunity like this.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your wonderful speech. Now, I would like to welcome the guest of honor, Dr. Salahuddin, APTI National Coordinator, Skill Development and Teachers Training Center. Dr. MD Salahuddin completed his B.Pharm, M.Pharm, and PhD from VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur, Karnataka, under Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Bangalore, in pharmaceutical chemistry specialization. He started his professional life as a medical executive after graduation and worked for Glenmark Pharmaceuticals and Bayers India Limited at Raichur headquarters. After M.Pharm, he worked as product manager at Microlabs, Bangalore for about 1.5 years. During this period, he launched successfully 3 new products all over India for Microlabs Limited. He started his academic life as lecturer at VL College of Pharmacy, Raichur, and then assistant professor for about 7.5 years. During this period, he completed his PhD from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. From May 2010 to 18 July 2021, he was working as professor and principal at Farooqia College of Pharmacy, Mysore. From 19 July 2021, he is working as principal, Alameen College of Pharmacy, Bangalore. From December 2013 to June 2015, he was on Foreign University as an assignment and served as assistant professor at College of Pharmacy, Omar Al Mukhtar University, Albia, Libya. Dr. Salahuddin has 4 patents, authorized 3 books, and 38 publications of his research work with cumulative impact factor of 18.63 in the national and international journals. He authorized 2 books and has 4 patents registered to his credit. He is an approved guide of M.Pharm and PhD of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Bangalore. Till date, he has supervised 19 PG students from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science and 10 UG students in Libya. He has served as head examination control for Faculty of Pharmacy, Omar Al Mukhtar University, Libya. He has chaired sessions in many conferences. Dr. Salahuddin has delivered many invited lecturers in FDP, STTP, and career guidance programs in various institutions and workshops. Presently, he is serving as a member, Board of Examining Authority, Drug Control Department, Government of Karnataka, member, Ordinance Committee, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, External Faculty Member, Yenapo University, Mangalore, General Secretary, Karnataka State Pharmacy Council, State Pharmacy Colleges Principal Association, Bangalore, National Coordinators, Teachers and Training Institute, APTI, India, EC member, IPGA, Karnataka, EC member, IPA, Karnataka, Human Ethics Committee member, Government Ayurveda Medical College, Bangalore, IQAC member, National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bangalore, Advisory Board member, HESDR, Mysore, Advisory Board member, Karnataka Registered Pharmacists Association, Mysore. He also served as chairman in BOS UG Pharmacy, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Bangalore, academic council member, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Bangalore, and faculty member in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Bangalore. He is actively involved in many social and community activities. He is the president of Alumni Association of BL College of Pharmacy, Raychur, President Anjuman E. Hadiktal Adab, Mysore, Karnataka, National Coordinator, Institution Connect, AMP, President, KSAME, Mysore, and is a life member of APTI, IPA, IPGA, and SFE. Once again, I would like to welcome Dr. Salahuddin sir to deliver his valuable presentation. Welcome you, sir.
Very good morning. Thank you, Vishaka, for that extensive biodata you have read. At the outset, very good morning to all the eminent panelists, guests, and the delegates who have joined online. Let me take this opportunity first to thank and congratulate the principal of Maulana College of Pharmacy, Dr. the APTI president of Kerala State, and the APTI secretary, Dr. Praveen, vice principal, Dr. Nasif, and all the faculty members, APTI members of the Kerala State for organizing this webinar, which is most important, which suits to the present time and which is much needed. I also congratulate Dr. Mujib and his team of Clinosol for taking this initiative by joining hands with the organizations, with the universities, and bringing up more to the people the updated knowledge on the clinical or the physical activities that are being required into the institutions for the upliftment of the pharma profession. At the outset, respected Dr. Rajeshri, RS Dean of Pharmaceutical Sciences of Kerala University, and all the panelists, experts, delegates, a very warm welcome and a very good morning. I'm very much grateful that I have been made part of this webinar where more than 1,600 people have joined online. I must congratulate to the team, LOC of this webinar for mobilizing, for taking this message to the larger number. And I'm sure all those who have joined today are the passionate learners. They are very much interested to the advancements that are happening into the pharmacy profession. Well, the theme and the topic that is being used of the technological advancements in clinical research and career opportunities. Maybe we have to understand that COVID has brought a lot of changes into our pharma profession. Maybe what we were known earlier as the community pharmacists or hospital pharmacists, now we are more recognized as the clinicians or clinical pharmacists. The roles are now dynamic, evolved to more of the participation of the clinical pharmacists and practice along with the clinicians or the medical doctors. Now we are working in shoulder to shoulder. We should also understand that now our participation, when it is very crucial, working shoulder to shoulder with the healthcare professionals, ultimately we are all looking for the safety of the patient. Now when I say that we are looking for the safety of the patient, when globally there is a huge demand for the Indian pharma products, equally we should also remember that the workforce that is more in demand globally, as you can see in my biodata itself, that when I went to Libya, there is a more demand of the Indian teachers or Indian pharmacists. So this is not only in Gulf region, in any Western countries or any other country if we go across. There is a lot of demand, but over the period we have to remember that now skills are very important in any form or any profession. Probably you all have got the message, but have read over the last 1 week or 10 days. There was a repeated news coming that 36% of the IITians are jobless this year. And it is also been said that in one of the news that 18% of the graduate Indians are not going to get the job. That means degree is not sufficient or enough to get the job. It is the skill that is going to get the job to the people along with the degree. So we have to understand that along with your graduation, skills having is very much important to get the best opportunities to the profession. Now, as I have seen, and you can see that the jobless people in pharmacy profession are zero. That means opportunities are more. But if you are not getting skilled or trained, probably what we are hearing that in IITs or in any other profession, the people are jobless. That may also get pierced into the pharma profession. So let us accept these challenges and changes that are happening. So not just into the production or into the marketing strategies, even into the clinicians. I was just delivering a talk last week into the Wales University, where I have spoken about how the medical profession is changing and whether we are matching to the changes that are happening. We have heard that the heart transplant is been happening. We have heard that the robots are being used for the surgeries. That means there is a change that are happening into the medical profession. But how about the pharma profession? Are we still looking that the patient will come to a community pharmacy or a hospital pharmacy and ask for a dispensing of the medication? No, there is a lot of changes that are happening. There was a news last week that the medical profession in which the appendix is being removed rather than by cutting and removing it, they have removed it from the mouth. That means the advancement of the medical profession is so fast that equally the pharma profession should also match up to its speed. When we are talking about pharmacy profession, we have just now been, that Dr. Rajeshri was telling that how we are lacking behind in most of the technological things, whether it is artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality. Probably these are all the technical terms we are hearing from the speakers. But when it comes to our textbooks, we are lacking behind these all sorts of the knowledge or the skills inside the textbook. Our syllabus do not cover these points to which we need it at present time. When we see across the businesses are transforming, probably in Kerala, I heard that, I have not seen that there is a humanless, the stores are being available where they are using it, the artificial intelligence to do the business. Okay, that the businesses are transforming, the professions are transforming. So we need to understand that getting the technological advancements into our practice is very much important. And last week, the same webinar was being conducted at Alamein by the Clinosol, where we spoke about the AI and ML into the clinical research. And that's how these technological terms, technicalities to which the skills are being required. I hope today's sessions of the speakers will highlight more on how we can learn, we can get skilled, upgrade ourselves, and match to the speed up of the changes that are happening into the medical profession. And with more of the changes that are happening, no doubt, we earlier lagged behind with the powers. Now, with the pharmacy practice regulations of 2015, which has been amended in 2021, given more power to the pharmacists that you can work shoulder to shoulder. Now, when it comes to the changes, the technology itself has become a challenge for us, because earlier that the patients or the public used to interact with the doctors to know more about the medicine or to the pharmacist. Now it has become very easy. Just they go to an app or to the Google and they search the medicine. That means the challenges are more for the pharmacist now. And the medicines that are being used, multiple medications, the ADRs that are being reported, the side effects that are being induced by the drug in itself is a bigger challenge. That means our knowledge should be at par when it comes to treatment of the patients. And that's how not only the knowledge, even the skills are going to become very much important. Now we are talking about telemedicine, we are talking about telepharmacy. That means without the technology, profession becomes incomplete. So when we are talking about the career opportunities, I must say that all those students who are joining to this webinar from different parts of the country, please understand your skills, your knowledge becomes very much important. There are jobs available, but it depends upon how you are skilled and how you are knowledgeable. That becomes very much important. And today's webinar will give you definitely an insight to Clinosol and Maulana College. I must congratulate to the entire team for taking this initiative to bring up more of the advancements that are happening. So congratulations to all those involved, especially to the principal, vice principal, to the APTI president of the Kerala state, the vice president, the secretary, the dean of the Kerala Health Science University for supporting such type of initiatives. I'm very happy to hear from the dean that the add-on courses are going to be started in Kerala Health Science University. Even I would like to take a note and definitely will pass on this, because even at Rajiv Gandhi University, I being the ordinance committee, we are looking to bring up more of the amendments as well as the implementations of the newer things. Even through the APTI, as I being the national coordinator, will take the initiative of the Kerala Health Science University at national level also. Congratulations to Mujib for taking your team to every part of the state and delivering the knowledge, imparting the knowledge. Congratulations to the entire team, and a very much thank you to all those who have made it this possible, and thank you for inviting me and making me part of this event. Thank you so much. Over to you, Vishaka. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Salahuddin sir. And there is 2 days of hands-on workshop. We are doing it in Alamein College from Tuesday. It's a GCP hands-on workshop where only limited people will be attending, where we'll be giving protocol and inspection findings to identify students to do this kind of workshop. So from Tuesday and Wednesday, we are having 2 days of workshop with 8 industry experts. I think thank you so much for inviting us to conduct this kind of work.
See, anything that is new, that is been required, we have to support it, and I'm very happy that the supports that you are getting it from all the states and all the from the country's institutions. This is required. So many of the activities that Clinosol and Mujib is taking is very much advanced, and probably this GCP workshop of the good clinical practice, which is required to be conducted for all, because this workshop needed to be conducted only for limited people. So I couldn't able to circulate it into the public domain, so that otherwise 1,000 people will come there to Alamein, and it is very difficult for me to conduct hands-on. Hopefully the same you can continue at Maulana and other institutions also. You can take the replica of it from Alamein and you can do it. Okay. But thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Salahuddin sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wonderful speech. Now, I would like to invite CS Mujabuddin, founder and CEO, Clinosol Research Private Limited. CS Mujibuddin is a highly accomplished professional with an impressive educational background, holding both an MPharm and an MSc in clinical research from Manipal University. He has established himself as a leading figure in the clinical research industry. With over 15 years of experience in the field, Mujibuddin has worked in various esteemed organizations such as QPX, Paraxel, Archangel, Oracle, and IQVIA. His extensive knowledge and expertise have allowed him to excel in his roles and contribute significantly to the industry. Driven by his passion for teaching, Mujibuddin founded his own organization, Clinosol Research Private Limited. Through Clinosol, he has been able to train and mentor numerous aspiring professionals in different domains of clinical research. His dedication and guidance have resulted in the successful placement of over 1,000 students since 2019, making them skilled and career-ready individuals. In addition to his commitments to education, Mujibuddin actively participates in industrial conferences as an academia partner. Since 2020, he has been an integral part of conferences such as ISCR, SCDM, and AZRP, and he shares his insights and contribution to the advancement of the field. Under Mujibuddin's leadership, Clinosol has achieved remarkable success and recognition. The organization has received 9 prestigious awards, a testament to his commitment to the excellence and innovation in the clinical research skill development domain. As a renowned speaker at both national and international academic and industry conferences, he brings a wealth of expertise and knowledge to the stage. With his professional tone of voice, he captivates conference participants, delivering insightful presentations that leave a lasting impact. Welcome you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Vishaka, and thank you, Rajeshwari Madam, thank you, Salahuddin sir, and thank you, Hanifa sir, for inviting me to this wonderful webinar. So I think today's topic is very interesting, and the floor is very much on fire. I know that I'll get so many questions, and definitely I'll be happy to answer the questions. So always I remember that the reason why I came into pharmacy was by choice or by chance. I really doubt that anyone wanted to become a pharmacist by choice or by chance. But somehow we have put our legs into pharmacy and we started doing our research. And still now, I don't know why I worked in Accenture or Cognizant or Oracle and why IIT people used to report to me while I was working in Oracle. So still now, I don't remember why I give trainings to doctors. Still, I don't understand that why I give trainings to so many people. That as a pharmacist, we should feel proud that all the IT professionals, all the doctors have to understand how the research is being done. So that's the importance of a pharmacist. And I'm always proud to be a pharmacist. I go and speak in front of doctors, or I speak in front of engineers and whatever it is. But I feel like this is an integrated research which has to be done. It's not only the pharmacist, it has to be the engineering people and medical people all together. The research, integrated research has to come in picture, that how we can use the technology updates. So now today's topic is very interesting. I have to speak about two things here. The first thing is technology. The second thing is clinical trials or clinical research. Why clinical trials and clinical research is important? Because we got COVID very drastically and everyone was suffering and everyone was asking questions. Why are we not having treatment? Even my parents used to ask, hey, you studied so much, you have done this, that, why you have not able to bring a molecule or medicine? So that's the biggest question we had. It's not very simple to bring a molecule or a medication or a device or a cosmetic product or a vaccine into market as simple as we talk. But we need to do evidence-based studies and evidence-based research to submit the data to regulatory bodies with an evidence that this is the possibility of risk and this is the possibility of efficacy and benefit, and we can use in this rational use. So because the evidence is more needed in terms of your medications or device or vaccines. So now with that, we got something which is called as digital technologies in clinical trial management. So without any delay, so first question, what is digital technology? So now everyone knows what is digital technology. Everyone using phones, laptops, and Zooms and telemedicines, you name it and we have it. So now digital technology has changed the whole structure of clinical trials, clinical research. Earlier, we used to say clinical trial 15 years, but now it is only 2 years. And we still are following the regulations, guidelines, and we still are doing in a very nice way, but we reduce the time for conducting of clinical trial. The traditional way of conducting trial in paper-based, all those things have changed with the ease of the technology. So the first point, while you are conducting any clinical research or clinical trials, we need to identify the patients. The second point, we need to conduct the clinical trials. And the third point, we need to collect the whole data and submit the data to the regulatory authorities. And the fourth point, how are we going to analyze and make sure the trials are conducted virtually? See, enough, a simple answer is, how can we implement technology at every step, from identification of patient to conducting of clinical trial and collecting of data, analyzing of data, and submitting of clinical trial data to regulatory authorities, so that immediate decisions can be taken for the approval of the drug, so that the patient who is suffering with a disease, the patient who want to diagnose the disease before it occurs. So now cancer diagnosis is very difficult, but now we have so much of biomarkers, we have so much of devices which are being invented, which are being done on clinical trials. We have so much of vaccine. Now, I think recently Bharat Biotech announced that they are starting a vaccine trial, which is on TB vaccine. So now it's no wonder that we might get TB vaccine very shortly, hepatitis vaccine very shortly, which might have very good efficacy with very low cost. Might be we are having 40 lakhs vaccine or 50 lakhs vaccine, and the costing is very difficult for a patient to take. But we might reduce the cost, we might increase the quality, we might give the patient more life, more benefit. That's what is clinical trials and use of technology in clinical trials. Now, first point, as I said, how can we identify a patient without going and knocking the doctor's home or doctor's hospital? This is the biggest question, because without patient, we can't do any research. Without patient, we can't do anything, any treatment. All the pharmacists have to understand that first we have to identify the patient. And then we need to conduct the research. So how can we go and identify the patient without going to hospitals is the biggest question we need to answer. So the answer, simple answer is there are two technologies which came into picture. The first one is EHR and EMR. So this is a very nice thing. And in India, we started using EHR and EMR also. Electronic health record and electronic medical record. All your X-rays, ECGs, prescription reports, or lab reports, everything can be uploaded at one place. Now, patient goes to a doctor. Simply, he will tell a number and doctor will type that number. He will get all the reports that patient has allergies of this, patient was being treated as this, patient had got this prescription, patient was having this social history, medical history, he was alcoholic, he was diabetic, all those stories. No need of one paper also. Simply, he can type and he will get anywhere. Zero paper, very quick. So if you start using EHR and EMR, we can identify the subjects by sitting at any location. So now it's no wonder that tomorrow we can identify that what is the percentage of diabetic patient in India by sitting at the system and identifying that who are the patients who are suffering with diabetic if we start archiving the EHRs and EMR. So identifying the patients can be easy with the first technology, which is EHR and EMR. The second biggest technology, so which is your digital media and social media. Now patients go and start discussing your diseases details in social media. Say, for example, one patient went into a Facebook group and started saying that, okay, I'm suffering with this. Can any doctor suggest me? So now that wordings, we will run an algorithm and identify that who is the patient who is asking this information. And we can start identifying the subjects by using the social medias and digital medias by running an algorithm, identifying the patients by sitting at home or by sitting at the technology. So now it's a very simple logics where we can use to identify the patient by sitting at home. So every technology can be implemented by pharmacists for research or for identifying the patient. So patient has to come to you rather than you going into patients. Identify the patient. So now first one, patient identification and marketing. You go to identify the patient and you go and inform saying that, okay, boss, I'm conducting a research. Are you interested to pass into this research or come and join into this research? It's very easy. We can do it. And animated videos. Let's go and put a lot of videos, animations, and saying that the benefits of participation into clinical trial is A, B, C. We are following the regulations, very stringent regulation. All educated people or scientific people are conducting research. We are using technology. So this is first point, which is your patient identification. How do you identify patients? Now, the second one, screening of the patients. Now, the biggest example of AIML, as Madam has said, Salahuddin sir has said, how AIML can be used for screening. So this is the biggest thing. Now, why doctor has to review all the images to understand the disease? Now, what we are trying to do is we are all taking the images, scans and lab reports and everything. We are feeding it to the system. We are feeding it to the system and we are writing an algorithm that if this image is there, then it is the primary cancer or this is the size of tumor. We are teaching it to the system. Now, at certain point, now if you just scan an image and put it into the system will propose. It's not 100% accurate, but it will propose 70% of RECIST criteria that your cancer or tumor is this. Now, the radiologist can invent time for newer innovation rather than spending time on understanding the scans, because already we have implemented so much of scans and now machine learning can give a best example that the proposed disease might be this. Can you take it? So we can give all the lab reports and say that, okay, you have all the lab reports. Now you predict that if you have this lab reports, when patient might get diabetic, when patient can get obese. So now this is the technology, which is artificial intelligence technology. Now machine learning technology, the predictive analysis technology. It is predicting that based on the lab reports, based on the scans and images, it predicts that this is what is disease. This is what is your screening. So now this is a beautiful technology where we are using AIML for screening of the subjects without implementing spending a lot of time on your understanding of scans and images. Now the third one, integration of data. It's a very big thing. It's a big thing. We have to understand the integration of data because we have so much of data. Say, for example, I took a walk of 1 hour today. I had 100 grams of dal today. I had slept for 8 hours and I have sat for 10 hours. And my family history is A, B, C. My social history is this. I have this much data. Now, if I give to system, can system predict it? So this is what is important for integration of data, because it's not about identifying a disease and giving a treatment. It's about identifying the causes of disease and prevention of disease and how can we prevent by using our food habits or lifestyle changes or social changes or our historic changes. So that's what is integration of all together data, including EHR data, EMR data, or screening data to propose the nice treatments. Now, ChatGPT is giving nice treatment, but the condition apply is it still is learning. And we are the one who is teaching. We are the one who is teaching to the system that how you can propose us treatment, but it's not 100% correct. It's only 60 to 70% correct proposed treatment, and we have to implement our innovations, our knowledge to give best treatments. Now, this is what is the integration of the data. The next one, best one, patient engagement. Now, say, for example, I'm taking a session and all people are attending the session from offline and online everywhere. But how can I engage people? How can I make sure the patient is engaged with you? So now the earlier it was just patient, you write a prescription, throw on face, they will give treatment. But now it's about patient centricity. Patient wants to identify that what doctor I have to go and tell and what physician I have to go, because the patient itself is reading so much and coming with the disease saying that, okay, because of my signs and symptoms is this, I might have this disease. So he's having so much of things by reading Google, WhatsApp or YouTube, and which is disturbing for us because what we have studied scientifically, they will read in 1 hour in YouTube or WhatsApp and they will confuse us so much. So we just have to explain them that, boss, wait, we are the one who has to give you the right patient counseling and right dispensing and right treatment. So now patient engagement is so much high by using app-based. Now, because now we have got so much of chatbots. So now we are less of human being talking rather than more of chatbot. Now you go to Siri, you go and tell Siri saying that, okay, tell a joke, it will tell a joke. So go and tell a system saying that I have a problem, it will give a solution. This is what is chatbots. Chatbots, artificial intelligence system, which gives the exact answer. Patient engagements. You can use telepharmacy, payment gateway, scan codes, QR codes. See, go to a medical store, get a medicine, pay the money. But why? Why? So patient is at home, take an app, put a prescription, upload it. Pharmacist will dispense, will take the drugs to the home. Patient will just scan the payment, finished. Now, patient is at the ease of the home, he's getting the drugs. Why can't we use the technology? So this is the technology for patient engagement we are using. The highest patient engagements will get more of the patient. So this is about your patient engagements where we have, and patient follow-ups. So this is the biggest problem, follow-ups. Because of the technology, we don't know what is tomorrow's session, whom to call, what to call. But now if you go and tell to the system, IVRS saying that, okay, this patient has this time visits, A, B, C, this date visits. Now system will remember, system will send the follow-up mails, follow-up messages or follow-up calls saying that, okay, you have the visit on this, you have this app-based messages saying that, say, for example, if I forget my insurance, I don't need to remember anything. So insurance system itself will send me messages. Why can't we send this kind of messages to patient saying that, okay, you have this visit at the hospital and to pharmacist, can you come and develop? So now development of app is very easy, and I would request all the young pharmacists to focus on technology advancement and bringing up new apps. One app, life is getting changed. One app is going to crack the whole world, where you reduce the time, you reduce the effort, you increase the money, and you increase the quality of life of the patient. So that's what is patient follow-up. And the next one, patient centricity. Now, very easy answer. Patient is at the center now. Patient is customer for us. Remember this point. Because without patient, we are not going to do any work. If patient is there, you have treatments, you have devices, you have vaccines, everything. Now, patient has to be taken into consideration whether he is okay to use the medications and what are the possible adverse reactions he is getting. So that is what is digital medias and social medias and IVRS and the other technologies which are being used for your patient centricity. Now, drone-based dispensing. Now, why should we go and dispense? A human being should travel from one place to other place. Now, there is a drone, and in that drone, you put your medications and mark your location. That's it. It flies, it goes to directly patient homes, and it gives a code, and you have to just type a code. It opens, and you take a medication, start using it. That's what is drone-based dispensing. This is the beautiful technology we can use for conducting clinical trials or clinical research. Now, drug compliance, smart pills. Now, the biggest problem with pharmacists or PharmDs or doctors is we really don't know whether patient is taking a drug or not. But The first smart pill got recently approved by FDA, wherein the drug will contain a pill and it goes into body and it gives a message that patient has really taken a drug. So that's what you call it as drug compliance. Now, EHR and AMR technology is already digital patient records. It has a broader range of information. So much of information will be there, wherein it can be used for electronic system, medical treatment and patient medical histories and all those things will be there in your EHR and EMR. And reporting of SAEs. You can report SAEs, serious adverse event, by using technologies like IVRS technology, IWRS technology, social medias, apps, or whatever it is. Patient can report SAEs. You don't need a patient to go and shout on road. Patient can just call toll-free number saying that, hey boss, I got this drug, I took this drug, I got SAE. Can you tell me that whether this drug is really a SAE with the drug or not? And no human being is required, because we have already imparted everything on system, and system will advise saying that, okay, this drug might give this SAE. So that's something which is IVRS technology, interactive voice response. Now we have the bot technologies. Now you go to a system and you say that, hey, I took this drug, and system will ask, what happened? So I got an SAE. So then system will say, SAE is A, B, C. Which one? A. So when you took drug, what dose, what dosage, what frequency? And finally, the system will call the doctor saying that, okay, the patient is getting the SAE. Can you go and give treatment? And immediately, if it is very serious, it automatically calls to ambulance, and ambulance go to a patient home. So why can't we do this? So now this is the reporting of SAE, wherein we can use the technology. And sensors is so much high. We are using sensor technologies and fit bands or watches. So either it is smartwatch or Apple Watch or fit bands or all, whatever it is, sensors are everywhere it is used. So heartbeat monitors or ECG sensors or activity trackers or temperature sensors. You don't need to go and ask patient, what is your walking style? How much you have walked? How much calories you have burned? No, you just give a watch. Every data is being captured in the system. And system will analyze saying that, boss, your patient is walking more because of your drug. Can you motivate your patient to walk more? So now you have everywhere technology where you can utilize this technology to implement that, how the patient can be adhered. So blockchain technology, you can use blockchain technology for QR code. Say, for example, you have a big list of papers which is being printed for giving for the drug information. Why are we giving? Why can't we print a QR code on capsule itself? You just have to take a phone, scan a QR code, you get all the information on phone. So that's something which is your supply chain management and payment gateways and informed consent. And EICF, zero paper, animation, patient is at very far. You just give the details with the videos and explanation. Patient understand, digitally signs, he comes into clinical trials. That's it. That's electronic consent. And clinical outcomes. The clinical outcomes is so much important, because now we are not looking at whether patient is surviving or not, but we are looking at whether the patient is happy after taking your drug, after taking your device, whether he is happy to continue his medication or not, is your clinical outcomes. And clinical outcomes are being conducted by three types. One is patient report outcome, where patient itself will say that, okay, boss, I have taken your drug and it's giving so much good efficacy. It's giving so much confidence for me. And clinician reported outcome, which is ClinROS, and observer reported outcome, where the family member or your wife or husband gives observer reported outcome. So one more biggest thing, telepharmacy and telemedicine. Now, doctor, if you want to get an appointment, it's very difficult. But you pick up call and you take a screenshot or photo of your allergy, you send it to doctor. And doctor will put some questions and take a Zoom call and explain all these things, upload the pharmacy prescription to pharmacist. Pharmacist will bring medication, patient is at home only. So you don't need to wait for a long queues. You don't need to travel. You don't need to waste your time. The ease of a patient is more. And we are utilizing technology to make sure that how best you can give treatment to the patient. Telepharmacy and telemedicine. EDC system, electronic systems, electronic data capture. The systems which are being used for capturing all the information electronically, either it is EDC systems or RAVE systems or whatever systems, zero paper, which is decentralization, decarbonization, and digitalization. Three words. decentralization, decarbonization, and digitalization. That's the future, and that's your EDC systems. So now AI and predictive analysis, one more time, predictive analysis is so much good that it can predict that what will happen to the patients about your particular disease. So that's your AI and predictive analysis. Patient centricity, already have spoken, that prioritize needs based on the patient outcome. So I think with this, I would give a break so that the other speakers also can continue. I have one more session with me, which after the couple of sessions, I'll speak about the next session. But with this, I have spoken so much of technologies. The first, identification of patient. The second one, how we conduct the clinical trial and how we can take the outcomes of the patient. So I think with this short note, I have one more session of 10 minutes at the regulatory or ethical values while you are using system. So the biggest problem with technology is we are speaking so much of technology, but ethical values, technology knows or not, is biggest thing. So that's something which we are going to speak at my last session. So I'll hold my session at this point of time and I'll hand it over to Vishaka. I hope the session was helpful and I'll take the question at the end.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your informative session. Next, I would like to invite Umapriya, co-founder and director, Clinosol Research Private Limited, to deliver a speech on artificial intelligence in drug discovery, a current landscape. Ms. Umapriya had a long career in the healthcare and clinical research industry. Starting off as a junior research assistant, she had worked her way up the ladder, taking on increasingly challenging roles and eventually becoming a lead in several projects. Each of these projects was a success as she had implemented various quality control standards to ensure patient safety and efficient clinical process developments. 4 years ago, she co-founded Clinosol Research with Mr. C.S. Mujibuddin, the founder and CEO. She has actively involved in the overall process and quality standard implantations, helping Clinosol become India's leading clinical research training and resource consulting organization since its inception. During this time, she was instrumental in helping over 1,000 students achieve their dream careers in the clinical research industry. Over the years, Ms. Uma has been recognized for her achievements as an emerging woman entrepreneur in the skill development industry. Her motivations and support have helped many students come out of low self-esteem and reach their goals with confidence. She has been an inspiration to many and will continue to be for many more years to come. Once again, welcome you, madam.
Thank you so much, Vishaka. I'm sharing my screen. So first of all, my sincere thanks to Maulana College of Pharmacy and APTA Kerala branch, Hanifa sir, Salahuddin sir, everyone who is involved in we making this come true. Thank you one and all. Without much delay, Mr. Mujib, as usual, has given his dynamic presentation on the digital technologies which are being currently used in clinical research industry or healthcare industry, which have transformed, which have revolutionized the way we are giving the treatment, not just giving the treatment, but the way the patient is responding to the treatment and how we are achieving the outcomes with the use of technology. So my topic is basically on clinical research. I'm not going to touch upon the entire part of clinical research over here, but just a little here and there where the basics will be covered, and then I'll be taking you all into the current era, what's happening currently in the clinical research industry. As everybody says that for a new change, it really takes time. And adopting these technologies, regulatory bodies have to consider various aspects also, on which Almas would be covering today's session on Internet of Things. And I think Mujib will be covering the ethical considerations or the regulatory guidelines behind using these technologies going forward, but my presentation would be on clinical research mostly here. Right. We all know that clinical research is not began today. It dates back to 18th century or beyond. But why we are saying 18th century is when the first randomized controlled clinical trial has happened in the history, which is conducted by James Lind, who is a naval physician. He has used this randomization technique for the first time. So from that time, we are using this term called as the clinical trials, basically in the technical terms. And he has done this study where we have discovered that scurvy will be cured by vitamin C usage. And coming to the next generation trials, now we are using different methodologies. Like we have learned a lot of lessons from the history. You may speak about thalidomide tragedy or sulfanilamide tragedy or syphilis tragedy, whatever may be the bitter experience that we have seen in the history. We have learned lessons and we have come up with lots of new evolved technologies and regulations. You are seeing on my screen that double-blinded studies, placebo-controlled studies, and statistical analysis. These are the current generation terms that we are using to maintain the confidentiality of the subjects or the participants or the volunteers, whatever name you give to the people who are involved in the studies, who are contributing to the study success majorly, should not be getting biased. Because of that reason, we have now different blinding techniques available, and we are also using placebo controls, and statistically we are analyzing the results. But what is new now? We are already using the technology. We are using the blinding, using IVRS, IWRS, which Mujib has already spoken about, how we are maintaining the confidentiality of the subjects. But what is new now? As the challenges have emerged post-COVID or around COVID time, we have now come into an era where electronic technology is used. She was speaking about Siri and all. You are seeing day in and day out, every one of us are using, knowingly, unknowingly, the artificial intelligence technologies. Most of us will be shopping online with e-commerce portals and all. If we have any query, if we have any doubt, we are putting a question over there. Then the chatbots will be answering us our queries. Who, what, when, where, all such kind of basic queries will be answered by the chatbots. You name any industry, that may be banking, that may be your e-commerce, that may be anywhere that we are using these technologies. And the very same technologies have been introduced now to the healthcare sector as well as clinical trial industry also. So these are the decentralized technologies that we call, because we are not going anywhere, just sitting at our home. We are doing lots of operations at our fingertips. The best examples are these. The first one is telemedicine platform, where we are booking the appointments, where we are booking the laboratory tests also, where we are booking the cabs to go to the hospitals. All these are telemedicine platforms where you are using the applications to plan your visits properly. And the documents, e-source documents, how you are sharing your reports, how you are sharing your documents on the internet, and you are consenting, how you are consenting. Mujib was speaking about e-consenting form. Now you need not to go there, and somebody should not be explaining you what is the consent form, what the document contains of. Now we have audio, video consenting forms available, where just in your tablet or in your mobile, with your logins, proper logins, you can log in and you can read, or you can go through the audio video consenting, and then you can electronically sign. We'll be discussing more about this later, but electronically we are signing the documents. We are also signing sometimes the Amazon apps and all, when they deliver, when some food is delivered, we are electronically signing on the tablets, right? So we are using such technologies and electronic patient report outcomes. So how the patient reports are coming, we are also using such technologies, and at-home nurse visits. Nurses can be appointed over a telephonic call so that they can visit, they can take your vitals, they can record those temperatures, basic vital signs, and they can also dispense the medications. Mujib was speaking about drone-based dispensing, right? We have seen that, especially during COVID, when everyone is getting affected, no one was traveling, then drone-based dispensing was possible through the technology. You just feed in the address and drone will be dispensing to that particular address. Now you have local and centralized laboratories. You are Apollo 24/7. You just book an appointment, Apollo will come to your home and they will be collecting your samples. Logistics support. Medicines will be supplied to your home through the logistics support, and all the care will be taken. Even the blood samples, all the samples will be collected, and all these logistics can be, monitored properly through the use of artificial intelligence systems. So what are the advancements of these technologies in clinical research and its methodologies is adaptive clinical designs. I think last week also we have spoken about the adaptive clinical designs. Earlier, if we have chosen a design, it was not possible to change in between because it may affect the quality of the trial. Interim visits or interim monitoring was not possible at that particular point in time. But now, as the data is being collected on the cloud computing systems, cloud databases, we are able to analyze the data in between, and we are able to identify the flaws, and we can adopt to a new design, which is, if the design is not working out, we can change the design in between, and then we can continue with our trials. Patient-centric approaches. Mujib has put a focus on this patient-centric approaches. Now patient is giving his inputs, whether he is happy, whether he is sad, whatever is his feelings, whether the disease is progressing. You need not to go to the clinical site. You just need to sit at the home, take a picture of, if it is a, if it can be taken by pictures, if it is a dermatological conditions, rash or something, you can take pictures of those, you can upload. And this is how patient is the king. Now patient can rule the clinical trial, how it goes. The digital health technologies, you have seen the wearables, smart watches, mobile applications. We have so many health applications, diet, nutrition, your exercises, everything will be watched over your digital health technologies these days using your smartphones. And remote monitoring. You are uploading the data to the cloud-based systems, and from there monitors are pulling the data and they are reviewing whether this data has proper accuracy or not. Decentralized is there is no center, only there is a system, and from that system you are collecting all the data. You are pulling every data from every side from your laptop or your system, and from there you are reviewing the data. You are just logging in with your user login with your role, and that data will be pulled into your system and you can review it just sitting at your home. Earlier, CRAs used to travel to every other site. They used to monitor, they used to face lots of challenges, but COVID has given this facility that we are not traveling anymore. We are just sitting here and we are reviewing the data across the globe, just sitting in front of our systems. So why we are speaking a lot about technology, but what has made us to invent or to use such kind of technology is, especially when it comes to clinical research is a very lengthy process. The traditional clinical research, 15 to 20 years. Even before that, you have lots of research that is happening. The drug development is happening. Then your preclinicals are happening. Then your clinical trials are happening. In this entire journey of a drug, you have lots of challenges coming into picture. The first and biggest challenge is, especially, it's time taking, right? It takes years together. And recruitment. You do not know from where to pull particular kind of a population, especially if it is phase 1, that is okay because you are carrying it forward with healthy volunteers. But when it comes to phase 2, 3, you definitely need, a disease population for that particular condition. So that person should suit to the requirement as per the protocol. That is really difficult to find. But as Mujib was explaining, EHRs, EMRs have made it easier to find the right subject with right criteria which is suitable for that particular study. And with that, we are recruiting those subjects with ease. We are finding where this exact criteria is matching, where can we find, all these have become very much easier with the technology. The third is diversity in clinical trial participants. Diversity is very much needed because you have to test a drug in different ethnic groups, different weather conditions, different people with different food habits, people with different other medical histories, family histories, social conditions. You have to test your drug in different diverse populations. So this diverse population you cannot get everywhere, right? But with these technologies, you can identify globally from where you can get the population, and then you can recruit such kind of population in your trial. And manual data. This is the biggest challenge every one of us have faced in the initial stages of our career. Because you are writing something manually on a paper, it is really not able to trace. We cannot trace who has written it, who has done the manipulations. That was really difficult. If the data is having errors, it was really difficult for anybody to review, because you have to sometimes go back to the data. Then it is really difficult to understand what is this data and how can we draw insights from such erroneous data. This was the biggest trouble. But with audit trails and computerized systems, who is logging in at what time, and what is the change that they have done, and what is the reason for that change, everything will be now being keyed in. Because of that reason, you can trace out who has done it, and you can get an explanation for the change. Lack of real world data, because we were not very much connected with the internet. Now everywhere we have the internet facility, even to the remote villages, with the help of technology. So now we have Geo everywhere. Now we have, earlier we used to have BSNL or very few systems with 2G, 3G. Now we are in 5G generation, and internet is at its best. So because of this reason, we are integrating between different countries, different systems, different databases, and we are integrating the data that is coming every day in and day out in every safety systems. We have different regulatory authorities across the globe. We have different countries where different clinical trials are happening, for especially multi-center trials. The data is being collected across the globe, from where you can access. From cloud systems, you can integrate and access the data across the globe, and then you can analyze the data. And dissemination of research findings, it has become very slow earlier, because you have to gather over the papers, you have to collect it together, then you analyze the papers, then you have to bring the output. That was really time taking. But with your statistical analysis, your latest technologies, your big data analysis, this has become really easier, and it has become much more faster, as every data is in the cloud database. You need not to maintain big servers. Earlier, server crash used to happen. Now everything is in cloud, so we don't have any server crashes also. So the emergence of artificial intelligence in clinical trials is literally transforming the way we are conducting the clinical trials, right from the patient recruitment, data analysis, and decision making. Whether we have to carry forward with the study or not, this information is very much crucial for the sponsors, because they are investing lots of money in it. If anything happens at the end, it will be, if we are identifying something at a late stage, that would be not just cost effect, but also it is going to take the time. And if identified earlier, would be much more better to manage the adverse events or serious adverse events or drug induced effects. The data that we are collecting from different systems, because the data that we collect is really vast, really vast. So reading such data is really impossible for humans from different systems. If you are getting data, I'll give one simple example that we write a patient come with a high temperature. Somebody might have noted it down as high temperature. Someone might have written it as fever. Someone might have written it as hyperthermia. They might have used different terms, but the meaning for all these terms is one. The patient is suffering with high temperature. Who will understand this? If a person is not properly educated or not properly understanding the documents, it is really difficult. But if we are feeding in all this data to the system, whatever term you name it, it will code it to the appropriate preferable term as per the regulatory guidelines. And from there, reading the data will be easier for the regulators also. It cuts down the timelines for the regulators to review and approve the drug or take any decisions based on the data. And artificial intelligence systems have streamlined. Streamlined means they have put all the processes into a structure where basically we use AI where we need repetitive kind of works. Example, earlier we used to do double data entry. Double data entry we used to do because to make sure that the data is being entered without any errors. Humans are prone to make errors when they type in the data. So we used to do double data entry. Same data, two people are entering. This is time consuming, it's not cost effective, and it is space occupying. Now it is not happening because with the use of systems, we are stopping the error data at the earlier stages itself, so that double data entry is not there, and it is costing very less, and it is much more efficient now than human beings. But the logics are being fed to the system by humans itself. And enhancing the patient experiences. As Mujib has already mentioned, how the patients are engaging, how they are adhering to the study, and how they are participating in a better way. Because if a person withdraws in between, it would be difficult for anybody to gather the data and draw some inputs out of that. So we have to make sure that patient is retaining throughout the study. So if human intervention is there 100%, it is difficult. But now we have reduced it with interactive AI systems where AI will be, as he said, reminding the subject, now you have to go to the visit, now you have to take this medication at this time. All these reminders are being sent to the patient's mobile itself, so that the engagement has become very much easier, and patient is also experiencing that they are valued in the clinical trial. So we have spoken about the data collection. We have spoken about the personalized insights just a while ago, and predictive analysis. So as we key in the data, now there is one example I want to give you. We have diabetes, right? Diabetes is across the globe. But diabetes also comes with lots of other significant illnesses, right? Diabetic neuropathy, diabetic retinopathy. And it has been identified that across the globe, 413 million population are suffering with diabetes. Of that, majority of blindness is because of diabetic retinopathy. How I'm saying this data? Now, example, you might have seen in the news, right? We are expecting rains, we are expecting thunderstorms, we are expecting raise in the temperature. How they are doing this? They are predicting it. How they are predicting? With the data that they are receiving from the satellites. We don't have any satellites over here, we have the data here. With the data, we are predicting that this may happen, this may not happen, so you have to be careful over here. Predictive analysis speaks about this. Once you key in the data, it is said that at least 5,000 plus positive inputs you have to key into the system, so that it can identify, it can predict something. So the kind of data you are feeding to the system for one particular scenario, you have to feed at least 5,000 positive inputs. See the kind of data that we are feeding to the system. It is vast, then only it can predict. But once you key in, it predicts with 30 to 40 or up to 60% accuracy, depending on the quality of data that you are keying in. So we were speaking about patient, intake and retention, how they are intaking the subjects. Now you are checking the biomarkers over the web, you are collecting all the data, then you are predicting based on the data that you have collected through the machine learning algorithms and the data input methods. And then from where this data is coming, from your medical imaging records, from your EHR records, all those records, you are collecting this data and you are dividing the population based on that particular criteria that you require. So as we were discussing, now if a person has participated in a clinical trial, we have that data. And why can't we use this data for our future studies? This is where your artificial intelligence systems are into picture. They gather all this data of previous participants, and they are giving the profile to the next studies. So AI algorithms can identify the risks, they can assess the impact, how much impact it is going to put. That may be a positive impact or that may be a negative impact that is going to cause a severe illnesses, or it is going to give a reduction in the disease. This will be based on the inputs, and strategies will be built based on the data that we have gathered, all the impact that AI databases have developed. So we have regulations which Mujib will be speaking upon, so I'm not touching this, but these are the major 4 countries that are working on the regulations for AI-based, AI or ML-based softwares. One is the FDA, second is the European Medical Agency, Health Canada, and Japan's PMDA. Ethical considerations, again, I wish Mujib will be touching upon. Right. So how can we integrate the AI systems? Is you have to collaborate, because AI is artificial intelligence is a technology which has to be integrated in your tool. It is not something that you are directly using. You have to integrate it into your system. Because of that reason, we are not able to show any practical examples over here. You have to integrate a certain tool to your kind of a database, then it reads the data from your database and it can predict you the results. So as we are seeing, the results will be varying with use of artificial intelligence technologies. There is 30% reduction in protocol amendments, because protocol amendment is something you are adding to the protocol. You are adding something to the study, which is always challenging in the clinical research industry, because you are changing something in between. Then the new protocol is coming, new procedures are coming. Again, you have to take the consent. Again, you have to gather the data. But whatever data you have gathered earlier will be impacted. So you have to analyze how it is impacting, and then you have to carry forward with the next one. So the technology has cut down 30% of amendments while using this technology. So personalized medicine, we have already seen that, just based on your genetic profiles, based on the medical history, past medical history. Yeah,
we have a quick time.
Last. Yes, last. Yes, last one. So with the genetic profiles, we are personalizing the treatment. Earlier, we used to give one treatment for everyone, but now with individuals' genetic profiles, we are personalizing treatment with the help of artificial intelligence. So real world evidence studies, we have done a study on real world. Definitely, I'll be sharing this at the next time, how real world evidence will be useful in measuring the outcomes of patient's treatment. So what AI can address is, it can avoid the bias, it can mitigate the chances of bias, it can improve the data quality, it can enhance the transparency of the trials. So what is required is, First, we have to embrace the new technologies, we have to learn, and then we have to collaborate with different teams to understand artificial intelligence and how it works. For all this to happen, first you have to have the basic understanding of clinical research, how the data is being collected, what data is being collected. With this, it will be easier for anybody to get into this industry. So this is my last slide. As AI is transforming, I request all the students to start learning the basics of clinical research first, then to start with, MS Office tools, and then slowly with the data analysis tools, then comes your artificial intelligence. For everything, data is important. First, start learning at the basic point, then slowly, in the next time, another 2 years or 3 years, when AI tools will be emerging more, by that time you will be understanding how they work in a proper way. With this, I stop my session. I stop my share also. Thank you so much for this opportunity. You can proceed with the next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your informative session about artificial intelligence. Now I am handovering to CS Mujibuddin, founder and CEO, to continue his session on the technology updates in clinical research and career opportunities. Over to you, sir.
Vishaka, can we have Alma's session? After that, I'll close out last session if possible.
Okay, sir. Okay, I will do that.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will introduce my.
Yeah. You can introduce Alma's and then I'll take the last session.
Okay, sir. Next, I'm welcoming Alma Said, Senior Training Consultant, to present on the topic, the use of blockchains, LOT, and big data analytics in clinical trials and healthcare. Alma Said, a Senior Manager in Pharma and Medical Device Training Lead, completed her qualification, Masters in Business Administration, MBA in International Business, Life Science graduates in Microbiology, Diploma in Medical Lab Technology, and Diploma in Clinical Research and Regulatory Affairs. He is certified trained the trainer by NPTEL, lead auditor in QMS, ISO 9000-2008, Food Safety and Management System, ISO 22,000, certified ICH GCP trainer by TCS. And she conducted domain trainings and workshops and has a rich experience in training delivery for clinical research, protocols, safety monitoring, pharmacovigilance, and related regulations for life science associates, investigators, and academics. Participated as a speaker at multiple PV conferences, conducted pharmacovigilance and business communication trainings and workshops for 20 years in various institutes and colleges, including conducted pharmacovigilance awareness sessions in several pharmacy colleges as guest speaker, conducted about 300 plus training sessions per year. Her previous employment scans as Tata Consultancy Service as QA Specialist and Pharmacointelligence SME Trainer, Cognizant Technology Solutions in Pharmacovigilance Lead and Process Trainer, and Imperial Pro SCM Solutions as QA Manager, and Krama as Senior Faculty Clinical Research, Tata Consultancy Service as Senior Drug Associate, SIRO ClinPharm Private Limited as Drug Safety Executive, Spanco International Private Limited as Customer Sales Representatives, and Wandia Hospital as Laboratory Technician in Pathology Department. Welcome, madam. I am handovering the session to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Vishaka, for that wonderful introduction. I'll just start sharing my screen. Uma, can you please check if my screen sharing is enabled? Yeah, Uma or Mujib, can you please enable my screen sharing?
Okay, give me 1 minute. Yeah. So I think now it is okay.
Yeah, yes, I can. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar. I think it's been a fantastic day today with so many learning about technologies. So I think we have heard from Muji, from Uma, and from other speakers, renowned speaker, too much about technology. That's what the agenda and highlight of the session is today. So I'll just talk quickly about, how technologies like IoT, blockchain, big data analytics, further application, how we are planning to leverage some activities, some work that is already done. What are some challenges presently, and how we can go ahead and leverage this to ensure that all industry, the regulatory authorities, and other stakeholders, they are all aligned with the requirement. They understand the benefit, the importance, significance, and there is an agreement, there is an alignment to use this in accordance with the regulatory requirement, the other privacy requirements for the data protection, etc. So I think all of you are aware about what is IoT. I'll not spend time, talking about it, but it's just, we understand about different devices that are available, which helps in communication between two or more devices from cloud. Similarly, we are aware about the blockchain, technology, a mechanism, which allows huge data sharing with confidentiality. Again, big data analytics, which will help us to analyze the trends, understand the correlation between different factors, different parameters, and it eventually helps us in making decisions. We are going to see about these technologies in the healthcare clinical trials, or most importantly, how it is used and how it can benefit the patient, right? Because I think the fact that patient is very important, we have already highlighted, and we have heard that from different speakers and faculties for today. So about how IoT plays a role in clinical trials and healthcare. So when we are conducting clinical trials or clinical research, right, one important thing is there is too much of data that is collected, right? We are cognitive of the fact that these clinical trials that we conduct, they are global in their conduct, their nature, which means that we are conducting these trials in different sites, different places, different regions, countries, right? And there are multiple patients. These are multi-centric trials. So for every patient, the data that we collect is humongous, too much of data, right? And right from your phase 1, 2, 3, the pre-marketing part, then the post-marketing. So basically, there is too much of data requirement, capturing, analysis, exchange of data, right, for different stakeholders to understand, to ensure that the collection of data is happening in the correct way. Okay, the risk benefit profile of the drug is maintained, and the research that we are conducting, it is making sense. Now, one of the activity is about monitoring the the data of the patient. Now, because of this pandemic, or I think one lesson that we have learned, which other faculties have also spoken about, was about access. If tomorrow there comes a situation where we cannot travel, we can't step out of our house, how do we still ensure that business goes on? How can we still ensure that the patients are getting the medication and they have access to the doctors, or they have access to their physicians, right? So remote patient monitoring is one of the places where IoT can be leveraged, can be used, where you don't have to physically walk and visit the patient at the bedside, right? They have different smartwatches, they have different devices which are connected, and you can simply look, you can monitor, and you can access their information data. Similarly, it has also eased, it has really helped significantly in the way, the manner the data is being collected, right? Because conducting of trials and exchange of data, this is something which is one of the important activity in the entire process of clinical trial. There are too much of data which is being collected, which is received, which is exchanged, which needs to be archived, stored, etc., etc. So streamlining of data collection has really become very easy with the use of IoT. Similarly, managing the medication, how it is being done, there are different kind of alerts, then smart watches, then there are devices which is helping the patient to detect or understand that, okay, your sugar levels are going high, low. There are some patients who are using some kind of meter dose inhalers, right? Your dose is going to get finished in the coming 1 day or 2 day, or you have taken correct amount of dosage, etc. So this is how the technologies are helping patient to use their medications in correct time, right? We know that it is done correctly. If there is any error, any notification that the patient needs to understand, it is quickly given to the patient. So there is an enhanced patient engagement also. So like I mentioned earlier, the doctor doesn't have to travel, or the patient doesn't have to travel to the doctor, right? So we have the technologies which is helping. It is working or serving as a channel or a bridge connecting the patient and the physician or the healthcare professional. So that's what your technology is helping, or paving out new ways. Improving patient monitoring and the data collection with IoT devices. So like I mentioned earlier, it is all about collection of data and interpretation. So patient monitoring, very, very important to us, right? Because traditionally we believe that, okay, there is a patient, we are conducting a trial at a trial site. It's very important that the doctor should be present. The doctor should know that, okay, what kind of drug the patient is receiving. If the patient is experiencing any kind of, adverse reaction, whether there is any serious adverse event, the patient requires hospitalization or any kind of medical intervention. Now, all these activities are still possible with the use of technology. So it is replacing. You do not have to worry that, the investigator or the physician has to be present physically. The information from the patient can quickly travel, can quickly be, transmitted from the home where the patient is located to the doctor, to the physician, to the pharmacist in case of any medication related assistance is needed. So this is how your IoT or technology is helping, right? Enhancing medication adherence and supply chain tracking. So we know one of the important process where IoT can also be used is about tracking of medication, the entire supply chain, right? From manufacturing to ensuring that these drugs, these medications are available with the retail store, or it is with the patient. So we have seen that there are different processes. Patient monitoring, I think I have already spoken. So we understand about whether the patient is using the correct drug. There are wearable devices which will give or detect if there are any kind of deficiency, or if they give them a reminder in case of there is non-compliance, how many tablets, what time, if the drug which is being given to the patient, it is correct, whether it is nearing its expiry. So you have that QR code, you just scan it and you have all this information. Then supply chain visibility. Okay, the entire package, or the assignment is already shipped from the warehouse. I need to track where is my package. Okay, whether any temperature or weather conditions are adverse, and I need to track where is my medication, is it being safely transported, whether it is vaccine, biologics, okay, devices, drugs, whatever. So all these kind of information has now become very, very easy, right? And all the stakeholders, no matter where you are sitting, okay, you can simply look into your mobile and track where the package is, what's happening, how much time it is going to take, okay, what is the waiting time, arrival time, etc. Okay, so this is how all the stakeholders are getting an advantage of this technology. And most importantly, we are able to simplify, make easy the collection, the analysis, and the overall experience that the patient should be receiving for as a part of, or being the most important person or stakeholder or an end consumer, because patient safety is something that we are looking at, right? Next is about blockchain. We spoke about IoT. Similarly, blockchain, how it is helping. So this is basically a technology, where you are able to get help, data, the collection is happening, and this is going to avoid any kind of, unauthorized changes, version being changed, or just scattering of data here and there. Now, when we talk about clinical trial, I'm sure you have heard that regulatory authorities, the ethics committee, the sponsors, and all the stakeholders, they are very, very sensitive about, where the data is getting collected, where it is, being stored, how we are processing the data, how are we, analyzing the data, etc. So this kind of process is becoming very simple or very easy with the use of technologies like the blockchain part. Okay, and there is transparency on who has an access, who is able to look at the data, whether there are any changes required, how it is happening, how the data is being saved, and how it is transferred. This is also one of the important requirement, in the research phase, or for different requirement. Like, say, for example, if there is an audit, the auditor will definitely want to understand that if there is an organization, a corporate, or a company who's handling patient related data, which is definitely a sensitive data, a confidential data. So what database you're using, what tools you're using, how are you communicating or using this data, right? So is it used in a safe, secure manner? Is it being authorized by, or it is accessed by people who are authorized, etc. So with the use of these kind of technologies, this process has really become very easy for us, right? And it is clear, it is transparent, and we know that there won't be any possibility of
Almas, can I stop here? Can you switch on your camera if possible? We are not able to see you.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it,
Yes.
am I visible now?
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay, thank you so much, Munji. So sorry. Okay, so the impact of blockchain on clinical trial data integrity and traceability. So in clinical research, like I mentioned, see, for whether it's the ethics committee, the regulatory authorities, right, the integrity of data and traceability, whether you are able to track, okay, is it manipulated, from where was the data collected? Is it a first-hand data? Right? Is it it is a source data? So there is ample of data collection, accumulation, sharing of activity, this kind of activity that we see, that we observe when we start handling data. So with these technologies, this entire process has become very easy, which we were doing traditionally. Okay, like, say, for example, I'm conducting a clinical trial at a site in capacity of an investigator. I have huge pages of CRP that I need to fill in and then scan or mail it, upload it, and then it is being shared to the sponsor company. They will, again take a printout or look at screen, do the data entry, right? Then it is being taken by the monitor. The monitor looks whether, the information is correctly captured, if there is any kind of information which is missing, if there's a query. So everything was being done manually. Right? You keep tracking, you keep writing. And when you do it manually, there is also a possibility that there could be some kind of error, right? It could be just because of mere human error. Here, with the use of technology, I heard all other speakers, talking about AI, ML. So you're teaching a robot, okay, you are teaching the machine that, okay, this is the data, right? You define the range, you define, or you teach that, okay, this is how it should be. So it immediately picks up. In case if there is any kind of error, it will immediately pick up and say that, hey, look, this is something, this is the range which is being provided, or this is the number that you mentioned, but it is deviating. And you know that, okay, there is an error. You quickly look into this, you can fix it, you edit it, you make the changes, and then it is all done, right? And traceability. Okay, so I spoke about authorization. So if there are multiple people, multiple person who are working in, on a similar set of data, it becomes easier for you to understand that from where did the data originate, who all had an access, what changes were done, or amendment was done. And this is one of the important requirement, like I mentioned, during audit. So we call it as an audit trail, so that everything is clear, it is transparent, and at no stage there is a threat to the data or possibility that you see in getting the data manipulated, right? So that's how your clinical trial data integrity and traceability is all being maintained. Some other ways how these technologies integration would help is real-time data sharing. So this is something which is very important. Okay, what is happening to the patient? We have heard multiple times some patient experienced a heart attack, had some signs which they themselves realized, or their family members who were there with them understood, but because there was a delay in communication, reaching out to the doctor, to the physician, the patient's life could not be saved, right? Now with the use of all these technologies, what we are looking forward is this will help. This will give, notification alerts that, okay, the person is at risk. Oh, your, BP is shooting up. Any such thing, right? Then decentralized authentication. So earlier we had one requirement, okay, one body, one person who will handle, take care. Now it is like, okay, the patients, they are empowered. They know they have an access to their data. They can quickly share, and they really don't have to struggle with, talking or sharing, or this is how they feel, etc. So each and every process or system of, how the data travel, in real time, the possibility has now been developed, or it has become true, where the real time exchange of data happens. It is all decentralized, authenticated, and the process is automated, right? Next is your big data analytics. Again, integration of this, what role it plays in your healthcare or clinical trial. So like we have seen, we have heard about, data aggregation, enhanced data aggregation. What is this? So because of, diversity, because of, global activity, too much of data is being collected. When we are conducting the trial, you would mostly have from your pre authorization phase a more structured form of information of data. However, from the post marketing, it usually happens that, you might receive random data. Most of the data also comes from social media, right? You have heard about it. So making sense out of this data has become very, very, very important. So teaching the machine, or you making use of, some keywords which these technologies will help, doing some analysis, trend analysis. So that's how it is helping. Similarly, predictive modeling or predictive analysis. I know that, okay, a patient with so and so history taking this medication has experienced an adverse event. Okay, one example could be, okay, drug A, drug B, okay, had caused drug-drug interaction, okay, earlier in some cases. Now I see such cases, my database, or, I will immediately get that alert that, okay, this person or this patient is at risk. So I can take the required action or necessary, intervention to stop that, or to handle, or to take care of that. Patients are now feeling, with the use of all these technologies, they are feeling empowered. They feel confidence in healthcare system. Okay, they feel more connected to the physician or to the doctors because of all these technologies, right? Because they might be wanting earlier, or, some of the traditional ways, taking an appointment, waiting for the doctor to meet for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, days and days. Now, with the help of all these technologies, they feel connected. They feel closer to the healthcare providers, and there's nothing that stops them, because everything is happening in real time, right? And also for the physicians or healthcare, it has been a significant relief, because now they don't have to wait, okay, for the scans to come, the reports to come. Okay, you have already heard that how we have been able to shrink the duration or the timeline of conducting trials. Similarly, how soon the reports are becoming available, how soon the doctors or the physicians are having access to the data. This will help them to make a decision, right? So this is slowly becoming, very important, very easy, that we integrate, all of us, we embrace this, and then continue to ensure that there is a good experience in the healthcare industry, right? Personalized medicine and treatment optimization with big data. So same thing, I think the point that I would like to reiterate is about predictive analysis, right? So forecasting the disease risk, treatment response, that how did the patient, with this kind of a segment responded to the data, responded to the drug earlier. Okay, there is a possibility, okay, from the demographic, genetic makeup, etc. And then you will be able to eliminate or reduce the risk, because there's some information that you already have seen, observed. Basis that, you leverage that experience, that information to stop any kind of untoward experiences from other patients. Similarly, biomarker identification. I think the speakers have already spoken about how important it is to identify, especially in case of cancers, right? But it used to take years, or asymptomatic, and then patients, they are at the last stage, and now it is too late to help them with any kind of treatment. But now with all these technologies, it is becoming easy for us to detect, identify. Early detection is possible, and hence we are able to give a better quality of life, save the life of the patient in many cases where it is possible, right? Patient stratification. Mostly when we do research and we are writing a report, there is segmentation or bucketing of how the population was, like male, female, age group, gender, okay, some other disease condition, etc. So this technology is also helping you to simply do stratification, identify patients with commonalities from literature, database, market, etc. Some challenges are, though we have seen about all the advantages, there does exist some challenges which we need to look at, and there is a proposed solution for it. Interoperability. Now, when we talk about so many technologies, yes, there is a requirement that we ensure that all these complex process we define, we have some SOPs, some protocols, or some guideline on how we have a good integration, okay, which will also ensure security of the data. There is scalability, and most importantly, it is important that we are able to convince the regulatory authorities what we are doing. So you have to create some use cases and show them that, hey, look, this is what we did and this is the outcome, this is the result. So if we are able to convince the regulatory authority, you show them the result, you're able to show, as is or the earlier process, and now with the integration or use of technology, how much of difference you're creating to the society, to the healthcare industry, to the patient, how you're able to serve the patient in a better manner. So that's something which is important. That is the message that should come. And with this message to the regulatory authorities, I'm sure the approvals which are required will not be delayed, or it will not be objected. Yeah. Regulatory frameworks and data privacy concerns. Now, because we are dealing with sensitive information, confidential information, the regulatory authorities or the ethics committee or sponsor and other stakeholders, definitely they are concerned about how the information or data is being circulated, it is used, it is saved, or who is having an access. So regulatory compliance, how we are making sure, that your CFR, your HIPAA, GDPR, all these requirements are met. Okay, data privacy concern, how we are able to, so there are different encryption method, access control, where we can say that, okay, only the authorized person will have an access. The patient also feels secure that, okay, the data or any information that I share, or if my device is connected, it is accessible only to authorized people, and the data is not getting leaked, right? So collaboration with the authorities, when we look for this collaboration, you get all this information, this use cases, and then you have to bring this to the table to show, right, that how the integration has helped, but it has also taken care of any kind of leakage or issues related to confidentiality or privacy concerns from different regulatory authorities. This is the future of IoT, blockchain, or big data in clinical trials and healthcare. Okay, so definitely with all these technology, what we are looking ahead is innovating, innovation in the healthcare. We have already seen lots of innovation that many speakers have spoken. I spoke about, the way how monitoring can be done, the way how you can have access to the patient information, or how the patient can have access or feel close or related, that ongoing or real-time communication, that kind of feeling that the patient will get, with all these technologies. Integration of system, yes, we are not looking at, having any of these technologies being used in silos. We will have to integrate and make sure that it's coming like a combo, it's a package, right? You IoT or AI, ML, use it very, very, judiciously, make sure that you are very sensitive, that we are handling the patient data, and the integration should be such that there is no leakage or no deviation for any SOP or regulatory requirement, etc. Predictive insights, like we spoke about this, that collectively this is definitely helping to forecast, to anticipate what comes next. And all this information, everything that we are working, right, we are looking, the bracket is very huge. We are talking about global affairs, right? What's happening globally. So this will not be restricted to a country or a region or a city or to a sector or to a domain, but this is worldwide. Okay, we are from healthcare. The subject, the webinar agenda is healthcare. Hence, we are restricting to healthcare. But if you have heard, I'm sure all of you are aware that all these technologies are widely used in different sector, and now it is time that we as healthcare professionals, educate, become aware, and talk about its integration in healthcare research and for patient safety. I think that's it from me. I would be happy to take any question if time permits, but thank you so much, everyone, for your time, attention.
Thank you, Almas. I think you are top of the time. So we are good at the time.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank
we'll
you.
take the questions at the end and we'll be sending the feedback form shortly. And
Absolutely.
once the feedback form is completed, we'll be sending the certificates also based on the feedbacks which are been given by the delegates. So over to you, Vishaka.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your marvelous session. Now I am handing over the session to the CS Mujibuddin, founder and CEO, Clinosol Research and Private Limited, to continue his speech on the ethical considerations of AI in healthcare. Over to you, sir.
Okay, I was on mute. So thank you so much for everyone who was patiently listening to us. And this topic is more interesting now. The topic is how we are going to add your regulations and ethics. So these are two things which we have to have. One is how are we going to add the regulations and how are we going to add the ethics? So there are two big topics. The regulations have become very stringent in terms of conducting clinical research because how are we going to adhere to compliance of the regulations? India, we have DCGI, and US, we have FDA and EMA, and all those regulations are there. So how are we going to impart regulations and ethics with the technology? See, we are speaking so nicely that we can use telepharmacy, telemedicine, e-consent, video consenting, Zoom calls, everything. But how are we going to use the regulations, complying the regulations, and also the ethics is something which we are going to discuss today on this topic. So without any delay, the navigating the complex ethical principles with respect to technology adherence is a complex situation we have. So when we are discussing about how are we going to take a virtual consenting, how are we going to take EHR and EMR? It's very nice that you are collecting EHR, EMR, X-ray reports, scan reports, and everything, uploading in the server. But how are we maintaining confidentiality? How are we maintaining privacy? How are we maintaining safeguarding the data of the patient information, which is very private information? How are we making sure that the rights of the subjects are being safeguarded? How are we make sure that how the safety of the patients are safeguarded? This is so much problematic zone where the ethics and compliance and regulation came into the picture. So the first one, importance of ethical consideration. First point, we have to protect the participants' well-being. So that's an important aspect that however we are conducting clinical trial, instead of science, we have to protect the well-being of the patients who are participating in clinical trials. That's the first one. The second one, integrity of the research. The integrity of the research, the primary agenda for us is we should not manipulate the data and we should make sure that the clinical trial data which is coming, either drug is acting or not acting, either drug is safe or not safe. Let's submit the same data to the regulatory authority and maintain the integrity of the research. That's the important aspects that ethics shows us. And how are we going to take the informed consent? Because it's a very difficult situation to safeguard the electronic informed consent. The patient have to switch on the video and there is a cultural barriers. Not everyone is okay to switch on the videos and show that, okay, I'm the patient, I'm ready to come into clinical trial. So how are we using the technology as ethics and respecting the patient culture or scientific, or it's not very easy that everyone will have an access for internet to participate into virtual trial. Everyone might not have access for participating in virtual trials or use of technology. So that's one more thing which you have to understand about importance of ethical considerations. Now, what are the basic ethical considerations? First one, risk and benefit. The benefit should be at least 1% more because every drug is risky. Every drug will give problems, but how best rational use you can use, how you can increase the beneficence and participate into clinical trial, and the use of placebo. So when you are doing a research, perfectly fine, you have to use placebo because you have to compare your standard drug with placebo to understand that placebo is less effective or no effective, or it has less safety concerns and your treatment is having. But use of placebo has to be very carefully considered while you are considering into clinical trial. And anatomy or the autonomy of participating into clinical trials. So the respecting the rights of the subjects. So if patient does not want to continue into trials, let us accept this. Let us take the adverse events and let's treat the patient. Let's make sure that patient can come with one more time. and there should be a bonding between the patient and researcher. If patient leaves trial also, he can come any point in time and give the ethical concerns to the patient. So that's one more thing which we have to understand. And justice, whether I am doing clinical trial, the risk and benefits is good, whether the trial is helpful for the society, whether the help is helpful for the patient, whether the trial reduces the cost, improves the efficiency, or improves the quality of the life. So justice we have to give while we are conducting the research. So ethics is a very complex topic and very interesting topic to speak, that right, safety and well-being, and also the respect to the subjects and protection of the well-being of the subjects and safety of the drugs. And if patient gets a serious adverse event, let's stop the trial for the patient and let's give treatment. And if the drug is not safer, if drug is having some concerns, let's put rescue medications as a backup plan so that we can conduct the research. Yes, definitely research is needed, but not at the cost of ethical considerations of the patient life or patient justice or risk and benefits. So regulatory framework, there are so much of regulations coming into clinical research. We have to follow the regulations along with the ethics, along with the scientific aspects. So there is so much of things which we are surrounded. We are surrounded with pharmacology knowledge. We are surrounded with ethical knowledge. We are surrounded with regulation. We are surrounded with technology. All together, we are conducting research to make sure the drug or a vaccine or a device or a cosmetic product comes into market as quickly as possible, so that every patient who is suffering can be given a nice treatment to the patient. So that's an important word which I want to speak. And most important, the regulations are ICH regulations, which is International Council for Harmonization for Technical Requirement for Registration for Human Use, which contains 3 major countries, US, Europe, and Japan, which provides the ICH GCP guidelines. ICH has 4 chapters, wherein ICH gives QSEM. So quality, safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinary. And GCP comes into efficacy guidelines. FDA gives Code of Federal Regulations, which is very much used, 21 CFR Part 11 or Part 50 or Part 56. The regulations are more important, and we should follow the regulations in order to conduct the technology. Say, for example, I want a technology to be invented, saying that, okay, let's develop an app where patient can enroll into trial. But it's not very simple. How are we going to safeguard the data? How are we going to analyze the data? How are we going to make sure that the system is not being attacked for cybersecurity? How privacy we are using? How are we taking the signature as per the username and password? You cannot share the username password. So there are stringent regulations which are being given by regulatory authorities, and we should focus, along with technology, we should focus on the regulation to implement on the technology. It's not easy. That technology is very nice to be used, but the regulations have to be followed in order to maintain the data security. So that's the FDA, which has been given, and EMA, which is European Medical Association or European medical agencies, and national guidelines, which is NDCT rules. I would request all the students to go through NDCT rules, new drug clinical trial rules, which has been initiated by DCGI, CDSCO in 2019. There are wonderful regulations which are being coming up from Indian government, and there are CTRIs which are being initiated. Every trial has to be registered under CTRI. So regulations are very stringent, and we have to follow the regulations, including ICH, FDA, EMA, or PMDA, TGA regulations, and as well as NDCT regulations. So this is the regulations and informed consent. So this is the major problem. The patient privacy. So patient, we really don't know. We are recording the video, but where is this video going? Can we assure the patient that we are using your video only for the purpose of scientific purpose? Can we only safeguard that video particularly for inspection or auditing? Can we hide the face and show it to the regulatory inspectors? How are we maintaining the privacy of the patient? Because the privacy and confidentiality of a subject is the responsibility of a clinical researcher or a pharmacologist. And we have to follow HIPAA regulations very stringently to make sure the patient information is not being left out, or we are using patient information for the activity. See, very recently, there were case situations where the patient information was being leaked. And there was a big clauses, big problems where the company has to go into court and give public apology and give financial assistance for the people. So the confidentiality has to be archived very carefully. Privacy has to be taken care by the subject. So this is about your confidentiality. The biggest aspect, the biggest problem everyone is speaking is data security. So we are taking so much of data, EHR, EMR data, informed consent data, ePro data, and telemedicine data, telepharmacy data, video data. Now this data, this video data also is there. But how are we making sure the security, the firewalls, the cloud computing is being accurately used for the data which is being used for clinical trials? Because this is a very confidential data, the proprietary information of sponsor comes, the research data comes, the clinical trial patient data comes, everyone is afraid about the data leakage or the privacy information or data security and data management in your clinical trials. How are we going to use this, particularly while we are using this data? So enough consideration of using advanced technology, either it's AI or wearables or telemedicine. See, how are we using AI? Because we are giving so many images to AI, and AI can make mistakes. AI can make mistakes, and you cannot blame AI now. Because ethics, AI does not know. AI does not know what is good and what is bad. Human beings have a trust or what is bad, what is good, what is lies, what is true. But AI does not understand all this. Whatever you teach, AI takes it. If you say, okay, this is lie, it will say, okay, it's lie. If you say it's a truth, it will taste a truth. So ethical AI has to come into picture. So you need to teach the truth wherein it gives a accurate data, accurate interpretation, accurate verification of the clinical trial data to be used for future generation. So we are coming up with ethical AI. Wearable devices. So wearable devices, how are we using this data? So now why everyone uses Apple is because of only one reason, because of privacy. The data which is being stored by the Apple is never been stored by or saved or shared by anyone. So that's your wearable devices. And telemedicine. How are we using the telemedicine data? How are we going to use remote consultation data only for doctor? A doctor is going to give this data to others. Because everywhere the data leakage is happening and data is being stored or data is being shared to everyone. How are we considering the advanced technologies with the ethics and making sure that how are we going to consider the regulations? So now data privacy and security risk, this is the biggest problem. The increased use of digital technology in clinical trials and the data privacy and security issues is the biggest challenge. And the second one, regulatory uncertainties, because everywhere we have implemented technologies, decentralized trials, data collection, data validation, data exchange, IoT, cloud computing, security systems, telemedicine, ePro, ECOA, everywhere, EHR, EMR, you name it, we have it. But are we following the regulatory guidelines or regulations is something which we are looking at it. Algorithm bias and transparency is also the one thing, because sometimes algorithms also might show bias and we might give wrong algorithms to the system where it gives a wrong output for us. So now what are the strategies for ethical compliant of advanced technologies? First one, clear governance. We should have a very nice ethical governance we should have, and implement robust outsides, empowering ethical AIs and prioritizing of privacy for particularly patients. So now what are the key takeaways? Using advanced technology is needed for clinical trials, and complex ethical and regulatory consideration have to be implemented when you are using the technology. So we need to eat technology, but making sure we are eating the technology as per the ethics and regulations is something which we have to understand. So if anyone wants to think about the careers, understand it's not about one aspect you have to learn. It's not about technology. It's not about clinical trial. It's not about pharmacology. It's not about communication. It's not about convincing. It's not about presenting. It's not about technology. It's not about AI, ML. It's not about the regulations. It's about ethics and everything. See, all these things together, we can become the skilled people, and we can challenge anyone for career perspectives in clinical research. So now these are the landscape which we need to understand about the clinical research opportunities along with ethics, regulations, technology, and pharmacology and clinical research knowledge. So I think with this short note, I hope the session was very helpful and everyone enjoyed the session. And we have posted the feedback form both in YouTube and as well as in the WhatsApp group. You can complete the feedback forms, and those people who complete the feedback forms will be definitely given certificate. I'll hold it here to take some couple of questions. So we can have some questions here so that all the speakers are there. And Rajeshwari madam, if you have any questions, please do ask us. We will be happy if you have some questions or feedbacks, anything. If you have Hanifa sir, Rajeshwari madam, anyone. Hanifa sir, any questions or feedbacks or anything? You're on mute, Hanifa sir.
Regarding the career opportunities in clinical research, briefly, please enlighten our students.
Yeah, the clinical research careers, we have so much of opportunities, newer opportunities. Just a very quickly, clinical data science, AI in clinical research, HUR jobs, and imaging research associate, business development, project management, and remote monitoring jobs, and the clinical project managers. These are the newer jobs. Clinical data science is opened so much of opportunities. Manipulating the data, adhering of ingestion of data, and predicting the data, and also understanding about the data analysis. The strategies have changed, sir. So now so much of opportunities are there in India. There are almost all top 5 CROs in India, all top IT companies are in India, and all top 5 hospitals are in India. Everyone can go into IT companies, CROs, and pharma companies. Till the last patient is alive, clinical research is going to grow like anything. And very happy to say that Bristol Myers Squibb BMS has opened a very big wing in India, which is in Hyderabad. And we are hearing that Sanofi is going to open a big one in Bangalore. And I'm very fortunate that almost every company is putting their legs into Kerala. Icon has started a big wing in Kerala, which is in Cochin. And even IQVIA has started a big wing in Cochin, which is in Kerala. So they are giving a lot of opportunities, and they are saying that, okay, locals also has to be a major part in clinical research activity. So Kerala is growing in terms of clinical research, and we should conduct more of GCP trainings for pharmacists and doctors where they can understand more of clinical research.
One more question, like for a B.Pharm graduate, what additional skills he or she should acquire in order to enter to this particular career?
Yeah, sir, my primary request for B.Pharm people is go for M.Pharm because that's a primary request I have. The secondary request I have is with a B.Pharm, if you have wonderful communication skills, speaking, writing, and convincing. See, the first skill companies are looking is convincing skills. Sir. Let's accept this. What you speak in front of the interviewer is something which they are looking at it. How best you can convince, because you can get marks, percentage, certificates, everything. But how can you convince to get the projects? That's the first thing. Writing, speaking, and convincing. The second one is the regulations, sir. The regulations, the latest regulations, NDCT rules, ICH rules, because ICH has given E6 R3 now. The GCP R3 has came into picture. Now, how many of us really understands that R3, what is the difference between R2 and R3? Regulations are keep on updating, and we are getting challenged. And the third thing is technology updates. Technology update is so much important. And the fourth thing is clinical knowledge. Which drug is what mechanism and what is the future of the drugs? The future of drugs is on biomarkers. The future of drug in cancer. Future of drug is on diabetes, obesity. And future of drugs is on the devices. So now I think if students understand the future is on this, then I think they are good at getting opportunities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Majeshri, madam, if you have questions or feedback, we will be happy to listen, madam. Thank you so much, madam.
Ma'am,
Madam,
please
you're on mute.
Please unmute.
I will give my feedback rather than giving questions. Let's see, it was a very wonderful session organized by this Clinosol and Mr. C.S. Mujibuddin, and you are the founder and CEO. And with along with your colleagues, you have sensitized or kindled an interest in clinical research to our students. For that, I'm very thankful to you. And what you said is absolutely right, that communication skill and convincing skill is a very important aspect for our students. And even now, I am very concerned about the communication skill of our skills of our students. Most of our students are clinging on to our native language or our mother tongue, which is, we are very proud and we are very fond of that language. And even teachers are using only this our vernacular language, and we are surviving with those who are not, who have not gone outside Kerala, never communicated, and even me never worked outside Kerala. And now I am traveling out for inspection purposes for PCR, and I have never lived outside Kerala. And we have a pull of our mother tongue. And it is a major reason where our Keralites lack. And we are very good in theoretical knowledge. We are very competent and we have the subject knowledge, everything. But the area where we lack is communication skill, that we understand. And we are having our PCI also understands the need of this communication skill. And PCI has introduced communication skill classes for first semester students. I mean, even then it is not effective as we envisaged or we planned. It is not being effective. And now we are, you said that going for PG courses will be good if we want to pursue a career in clinical research. And this, now we are facing a very big problem that nobody is joining for PG courses. Everybody is joining after completing their degree. They are migrating to UK, they are migrating to Australia, to Canada, and we are doing a research on what is the reason for this brain drain or migration to other places. And that we are very much concerned about that also, and we are not getting the adequate service as we imagine or we dream that our graduates will serve our country. But after completing PG, if they migrate, they will not be getting adequate chances in the other countries, and those who have completed postgraduate programs elsewhere will be getting more credit than those who complete PG program in our state. Okay, or in our state or in our country, I should say. So we are planning, and it is in the verge of notification. We are planning a course in a certificate course, that is 6-month certificate program in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and robotics also is included. And first part, that technical part will be dealt with experts in this designing and engineering, and also in artificial intelligence in clinical trial discerning, patient stratification, recruitment and selection, predictive modeling for clinical trial outcomes. All these we have included in that syllabus. And then in industry also, we are having very good application of this clinical trial, that is artificial intelligence in industry, digital automation process, advanced novel drug delivery system, computational fluid dynamics. All these areas need, we can use artificial intelligence, and also nano droppers for drug delivery system, 3D printing also we can use artificial intelligence. All this in pharmaceutical marketing, we can utilize the artificial intelligence, so that our graduates should be more equipped with the modern, how we can implement, how we can be utilized. Our graduates can be utilized in all these fields. And most often technical persons are dealing with this, and those who are having adequate knowledge in our pharmacy background, those who are having pharmacy graduates, are coming into this field. They will be helpful in prediction of market analysis, customer behavior analysis. All this area can be dealt with our students. Our graduates can always help in this area. Also in drug dispensing, in some of the developed countries have adopted drug dispensing with the help of the robotic pharmacy has been introduced in many Middle East countries. And also in personalized medication, we can study antagonism, synergism. For therapeutic drug monitoring, we can very well utilize this. And I will be very happy if you will also collaborate with us in implementing this program, this certificate program in our university. I'll be very happy. And also we are under the material vigilance, and that is also a very much fast developing field, material vigilance and medical equipments, medical devices. That also we are now launching 2 certificate programs in pharmacy. So I will be very happy to get your advice, your suggestions, and I will definitely contact you, Mr. Salaluddin Alma Said, who has also presented very well, and one Miss Uma. What is her name? Dr. Nasif.
Uma Priya.
Yeah, Uma Priya, co-founder and director. I thank on behalf of Kerala University of Health Sciences and on my personal behalf. And it was a very wonderful session, and I am positive that it will be useful for our students and faculty as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Sir, do we have time to take some questions, or should I send it in mail also? We have questions already. We can take questions, or
Yeah, you can take one or two questions. One student has asked regarding, like, PharmD student has asked, what are the career prospects after PharmD in clinical research?
yeah, the career prospects for PharmDs, you have very nice career. The highest salary for a PharmD we have got was 9.8 lakhs as a fresher. So there were so many good opportunities. Companies are ready to pay. It's just that, as I already have said, that I would request Hanifa sir to only plan for careers in clinical research topic where each role, because you have medical writing jobs, clinical operation jobs, pharmacovigilance jobs, CDM jobs, medical affairs jobs, SAS jobs, regulatory affairs job, HUR jobs, imaging research jobs. So there are big list of jobs, and each job has a responsibility to do it. And each job you need to have a different skills. So I think I would request Hanifa sir, if sometime next time if Kerala University wants to plan only career, I would be happy, sir, because I am today we had spoken so much of technology, but careers is very good, sir. PharmDs has very nice career. It's very apt that companies are requesting PharmDs to hire in clinical research. I get so many requests from companies, from pharma companies, CROs, and IT companies. They wanted to prefer PharmDs because of the 6 years and clinical knowledge and clinical pharmacology knowledge more. So they are preferring PharmDs, and it's very apt also, and it is well-known fact that PharmDs undergo 6 years of course where they have the project and they have the cases collections and they have a lot of clinical research and pharmacovigilance. Also, the only request I have is the practical based approach. The hands-on exercises is more needed. See, the technology is very beautiful, EHR and EMR, but how can we implement that? How can we use data science, R and Python or Power BI to collect the whole data and analyze? So speaking is very nice, sir. But how can we implement it by using data science is something we can do it hands-on, sir. I would request if we can plan one more career session, we can do it, sir.
Sure. We'll do that in future.
Yes, sir.
Vishaka, any more questions there you have noted?
I think so. There are a couple of questions, sir. One was, are the variables show the readings which we use in clinical trials? Answer is yes. The variables are being used to collect the data of the patient. So because patient might tell lies, variable will not tell lies. The systems will not tell lies. Patient might come and say that, okay, I'm happy. But variable or system will give exact data that how much hours he has slept. And I think technology has made our mindset so good. If I switch on my Apple phone, it gives that how much time I used on my phone last week, that before week, and how much time I have to use to live 1 year more. So, and it challenges me every time. So, boss, you have jogged for 1 kilometer yesterday. Let's make today a very good day. You jog for 5 hours or 5 kilometers. So that's the technology. That's the variable. So you are associated with so much sensors. And remember, we are the people who have to go and advise to the patients, and we should not become patients. We should go and learn more about sensors and go and explain to the patient, okay, start using understanding your data, that you maintain your data into a particular way so that you avoid your future diseases. So the health is the best one. You lose money also, you can earn. But if you are losing health, it's the biggest problem. Maintain your diet, maintain your health, and go for it. So I think that's one question which we had, sir. And the next one question, I think that's all we have questions, sir. That's all we have questions, sir.
Over to you, Vishaka.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your informative session, and also thank you for giving such an explanatory answers to all the doubts that the delegates as well as the faculties are having. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your informative session. Hope we are expecting such kinds of informative sessions in future also. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Shall I continue, sir?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Vishaka.
Okay, now I'm call upon Dr. Nasif PP, Vice Principal, Maulana College of Pharmacy, for your closing remarks. Professor Dr. Nasif PP, Vice Principal and Head of the Department of Pharmaceutics in Maulana College of Pharmacy. He has over 34 international publications, and out of it are Q1 journals. He have 2 patents and have a total 15 years of experience in teaching and research experience. He attended many national and international conferences in India and abroad as invited speaker. Upon to you, sir.
Thank you, Shaga ma'am. A very good afternoon to all. Most respected Dean of the Kerala University Health Science, Dayasri Madam, and my beloved Principal, Dr. Hanifa sir, and the CEO of CS Mujibuddin sir, and the Clinosol team. It's a very wonderful Sunday. We are winding up the session. Actually, this program was very useful for the students and all the members who is preferring health sector. And the clinical sector, we learned so many things, including the advancement in techniques, also in the career opportunities. And I'm not extending my words more. I first of all, thanks to our dean. Actually, we got very good insight from her speech. That is our university from the starting. Before starting the program, she was here, and at the last also, throughout the program, she's listening and making notes, and that is the success of our university for the students. She learning so many things and implementing very good things. I know very well that the clinical research also one of the most thing they may include in our career also for the students. Anyhow, we extend on behalf of Maulana College of Pharmacy and the PTA and Clinosol team our sincere thanks to our beloved Dean, Dr. Rajeshri Madam, for your presence and for your speech.
Thank you, Nasif.
Okay, ma'am. Then next, our Salahuddin sir, the PTA coordinator, Al-Amin College principal. He also delivered a wonderful speech to us. We extend our sincere thanks to Salahuddin sir. He also very good motivator and very good for the students and for the faculty, for all of them. He is helping for very much for us. And we extend on behalf of Maulana College of Pharmacy to our sincere thanks to Dr. Salahuddin sir also. And we are coming to my beloved principal. He is the leader of this program, Dr. Hanifa sir, the PTA president of Kerala, and the former academic council member of our university, Kerala University Health Science. And he is deliberately spent his time, and we got many information. And he's the nature. If any information is there, he will gather it and he will spend to the students. That is his time also. Many of the time is spending for the students and for the faculty. This opportunity I'm using for providing the sincere thanks to him, my principal, Dr. Hanifa sir, and also the CEO, MCS Mujibuddin. From his face only, with the happiness. As always happy and always young and energetic. That is the main advantage for a clinical research scientist. And hope so many connection will be there from Kerala. And we are congratulating you for selecting the Kerala. And this is a very good team from the dean to from college to all are here. Hopefully, we will in future we will collaborate more things. And we convey my sincere thanks from Maulana College of Pharmacy and PTA to the CEO of Clinosol, CS Mujibuddin sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And your team. You are a very good team, Alma Saids and Uma Priya. You are doing wonderful job for the next generation. All the technological advancement you are studying and teaching us. Thank you very much to all of your team. Thank you all. And our MC Vishaga ma'am, she prepared very well and nicely presented all the speakers. We extend our sincere thanks to Vishaga madam also. And on behalf of Maulana College of Pharmacy, with the HODs and faculty members and the management, they are also supporting us. And the APTA, Kerala chapter, APTA, the General Secretary Praveen sir, he was with us. and the APTA state committee members, executive members, Mr. Abdul Wajid, all the members. I am extending our sincere thanks to all of you and the participants who is the winners of this program, the delegates who's the registered. We extend our sincere gratitude and thanks to all the participants and the students and faculty members and those who are the service providers. They also very much help us for doing this wonderful webinar. And once again, I am presenting my sincere thanks to all of you and thank you all.